You can make it as big as you like.
Oh,
It's your tier list.
oh, oh.
Oh, yes. Did you see the trailer for the new Resident Evil movie?
Yeah,
I am curious about it. I like the
so
director a lot, but
I was gonna say, I was like, oh, another Resident. Okay, didn't we just do this? And then it's like from the director of Barbarian and Weapons, and it's like, hold up,
yeah, and like I'm
hold up.
curious because he's like, well, I'm not gonna use any characters from the games, but it's gonna feel like the games,
And
like the
honestly,
exploration and stuff.
I I'm interested to see what that actually means, like in the end product,
Yeah,
because
and
it
how it's
could
gonna
be very much
translate.
like this is unrecognizable. Like
Yeah.
this is just some dude in the zombie apocalypse. Oh my god, there's a liquor. Like,
He did say that there's not gonna be a lot of zombies. He wants to focus on like monsters,
and that could
which could
be,
be interesting.
yeah, that could be a big differentiating factor.
I don't know. I hope it's good.
Me too.
What did I do to get suspended from Twitter?
Oh wait, did you
Yeah,
get suspended from Twitter?
yeah, I'm suspended for 12 hours.
Why?
you see
Because
that?
you told that guy to kill himself.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Look. Well, so I don't know if y'all saw the thing about that like really unfunny comedian who was like talking to that woman at his show who didn't laugh at his joke. It was like, oh, she's so
No.
triggered. I triggered this woman with my racist joke, and she's like not responding to him. She's just looking at him like, what are you talking about? And
No,
so he's
it's
been trying to get Twitter
she's not
famous for that.
triggered, dude. You're just not funny.
Well, his joke that triggered her was being like, wouldn't it be cool if ICE came to Canada and got rid of all the Muslims and Indians?
Jesus Christ.
That
White
was
people,
literally just a joke.
it's not a joke.
And so he posted another clip of him being like, yeah, you can't tell liberals to go kill themselves because blah, 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 blah. And I was like, so I posted, I was like, hey, Ben, I'm a liberal fag, and I sincerely think you should kill yourself. So...
Fucking beautiful.
So I got suspended for
Yeah.
that.
I
It
can't
was worth
imagine
it.
why.
I can't imagine either. Yeah, I don't see the problem. I thought comedy was legal on X.com, the everything app.
Remember,
apparently
Will,
not.
you can't. No, what you said was hurtful. His was a joke.
Yeah, exactly. I should have framed it better. I should have I don't know, had a laugh track or something.
Boom, boom, boom. This Seinfeld stinger.
What's the deal with cis white men?
What's the deal with brown people?
Did that trigger you? It's just a woman looking at you from the audience.
Yeah.
What's the deal with suicide? Oh my god. I did ask a couple people for their Resident Evil hot takes. And nobody really gave me that hot of a take. Super Antler said that Chris is hotter than Leon and that the OG 2 and 3 are better than the remakes. Not that hot a take.
I will say that saying Chris is hotter than Leon is a hot take.
That might be a hot
because
take.
it's objectively wrong.
Yeah, and I would agree, actually.
Like, you agree with me or you agree with
I agree
Chris's?
with you.
Okay. Like, Chris isn't... Okay, so I guess it depends. Are we talking OG trilogy Chris? Like, he looks like a normal guy? Are we talking Resident Evil 5 and 6? Like, he's the tank from Left 4 Dead?
Yeah.
Or are we talking Resident Evil 8, where he's just Mr. X with a, not zombie-ness? Because
Yeah,
Resident Evil
exactly.
8, when he's just a wall, I get that.
Big ass man in a coat. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Resident Evil 5 and 6, like, I guess. And then, like, OG Trilogy, he's just kind of a dude, like, eh.
Alex makes a good point that they have to keep reinventing him because he's so nothing. Chris is a boring character, I agree.
Oh, he wasn't interesting until Resident Evil 8, and that's because in Resident Evil 8, he's the worst. Like...
Yeah, he's just objectively an idiot.
Bad at his job.
He just sucks. I hate Mr. Redfield.
Ethan is just like, dude, can you just give me like 10 seconds of context? And Chris is like, no, I have to get on this tractor now.
This isn't your problem, Ethan. Get out of our way. It's like, dude, you killed my wife and took my baby. Like, what are we doing?
It's none of your concern. Chris, I hope to God you don't have kids.
I don't think he could with all the steroids. So, Resident Evil 1. So I should explain the tiers. We have S rank, which is stars. We have A rank. We have not bad. Okay. Don't. And I didn't play this shish.
Yeah, and I haven't played all of the spin-offs. So like I might have more in that category than Will, but I have played most of the Resident Evil game.
And you know what? Some of these I think we could judge by the cover.
Yeah. Like Resident Evil, like RE-verse.
Yeah, nobody played that. I didn't play that shit. I ain't never gonna play that shit. We're gonna immediately put that in. I didn't play that sheesh. Can you still play it? Is that even still online?
I don't. You know what? I'm not putting it in didn't play the shish. I'm playing it in don't.
Don't play that sheesh.
I'm jumping the gun.
Umbrella Corps was on sale for like $3. And if I didn't miss that sale, you were gonna own a copy of Umbrella Corps.
You almost tricked me. And I say that you didn't do anything to trick me. I misremembered.
I do have Operation Raccoon City, and apparently you could play that online again, so...
It's still not available on Steam.
Yeah.
Like, for some reason, I'm sure it's for, like, the Windows... Gaming for Windows Live, whatever it's called.
It's just completely broken.
Alex, you probably got RE-verse.
Oh, I don't know. I think I have it too. Because if you bought Village, you got RE-verse for free.
Yeah, but does Alex have RE Village?
I don't know.
I don't know Alex is as much of a... I mean, Alex isn't really that big of a gamer.
I mean,
he's been playing a lot of mobile games on stream.
Like, never played it, but I have it. It's pretty good.
Resident Evil Village is... I won't get into it, because that's further down.
We'll get into it later. RE1. I'm going to say holds up pretty well, honestly.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like... It's aged. Like, obviously. Yeah. And there's some stuff that, like... It just doesn't hold up. Like, if you go back and look at, like... And without trying to sound too nitpicky, it's kind of a garish game to look at.
Oh, like, yeah.
It's surprising, and not just like, oh, it's got color. Because if you're comparing it to, like, Resident Evil, the remake, yeah, the remake is basically in grayscale. But, like, just looking at the original Resident Evil, it's almost like it's burnt out. And, like, you've got these harsh colors. And I'm talking, like, orange and green hallways. And they're, like, these 240p, like, compressed as shit JPEGs.
The environments are also very bare.
Yeah, and it's just, it's one of those things, like, they couldn't have done anything different. Like,
yeah,
they were working with, like, a fucking TI-80 calculator back then. Like, they couldn't do anything about it.
And it was their first attempt at a game like that, because I don't think Capcom had done anything that extensive with pre-rendered backgrounds before then.
Oh no. I mean, everybody points to Sweet Home on the NES, but like that's completely different.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they both take place in a mansion, but like to say that Resident Evil is just a clone of Sweet Home or like a spiritual successor, it's just not really
The
accurate.
loosest way possible.
Yeah. But
I
I mean, it's like the thing is, like, you can complain about stuff like the color choices and whatever, but like the design of the game is still being used. Like, it's one of those, like, it's weird to think of now of like games inventing rule sets. You have games like Resident Evil and Metal Gear Solid that were just like, they weren't building on anything in a lot of ways. Like, obviously there were games before then, but like these guys were just coming up with rules. I immediately think of stuff like the typewriter. Like,
yeah, and even the pacing of RE1 is still being used to an extent. Like, you have the mansion and the guardhouse and the caves and the lab, and a lot of that pacing is still even in Requiem.
Yeah. And it's not just that there are levels, it's you'll go off into the gardens or into the labs, or not the labs, but like then you'll circle back to the mansion, and you can either just go to the next section or kind of revisit, like go back and look for hidden items or stuff that you couldn't do in the mansion before. And that shit is just the village in Resident Evil 4. Like,
yeah,
1,000%. And so like I it's one of those things, like, it's an important game. It's one of the most important game. But like, looking at it, do you look at it from its importance, or do you look at it like, would I play this today?
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of those things where, like, I go back and I play the original RE1, and it's still fun to play, but it's like, this is so bare bones, and I feel like if it didn't have that importance to me and didn't have that nostalgia, I probably wouldn't revisit it like I do.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say it goes into A tier.
Yeah, I would actually agree. I think that's where I would put it too. Oh, bitch, can I do this?
I believe in you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go A tier. I feel like it's better than not bad, because it's still very replayable, but it's definitely not stars category.
Yeah, it's still an incredible game. Like, it might be a foundation, but like, it's a rock solid. Like, the fact that it was their first attempt is nuts. Like, how do you get that good without like refining over time?
Yeah, with a genre that like they had very little experience with.
Yeah.
Real tier hours. Hi, Fenster, how you doing? I had a hard time reading that for a second.
Yeah, real tard hours.
Resident Evil 2.
Stars tier.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things, like, oh, but the remake did this, but like, okay, here's why Resident Evil 2 is stars tier. The loading screens in the first RE game were there for technical reasons, and they're still there for the same reasons in Resident Evil 2. In RE1, they were creepy, but there was nothing to them. Like, you would hit the loading screen, and it's like, oh, whoa, I'm going through this spooky door. And then you were in the next room. And the next room might have something in it, but the loading screen was always the same.
Yeah,
in Resident Evil 2, you're like, what is it, like an hour into the game, and you go into a random room with another random loading screen door, and then they're like, fucking got you, now there are zombies in the loading screen. And it's that, like, clever use of, like, we've established something, and now we're gonna fucking throw a wrench in it. And that's just fucking good writing.
Well, and it's crazy that they only did that once ever.
Yeah.
They never did it again, and it just makes that moment feel really special. Also, Fenster really loves your PNG tuber.
Oh, thank you. It took way too fucking long to animate.
You know, I remember not having played RE2 for a long time and being like, oh, you know, these days I might prefer the remake because of how it plays. And then RE2 came out on GOG and I replayed it on stream and I was like, oh wow. This game is like really fucking good from beginning to end.
Yeah, it's just, and it's funny, you know, we were just talking about how Resident Evil 1 was so good without any, like, chance to refine it over time. Resident Evil 2 is what you get when you take Resident Evil and refine it. Like, it's just a better game in general. Like,
yeah.
I think the differences between, like, what I like in Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2 are, like, it's so subjective. Like, I like the mansion setting of RE1 more than I like the sewers or whatever of Resident Evil 2. But, like, that's just an opinion. Like, that's not like a it's just subjective. It's like, what kind of music do you like? Like, oh, I like rock or I like jazz. Like, they're doing different things, and so it's comparing them in that way, I think, is maybe a little, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for, Will?
I don't know.
Will, explain my own thoughts to me.
I don't know. It's like RE2, you have 4 scenarios with the zapping system and stuff. And like
Lumpkins likes the director's cut basement theme unironically.
Maybe I do. Lily,
dude,
maybe I do.
Fucking hysterical. Like, I don't know if that makes me like it ironically, but like, it's fucking hysterical.
It's
like,
very funny. Like, how did this happen?
But
like,
I think, like, if you like Resident Evil 1 over Resident Evil 2, I think what I'm trying to say is, like, it's probably just a subjective, like,
yeah,
I like this thing over this thing, and there's, like, no right or wrong answer there, but it's just the design of Resident Evil 2 is so good, and it builds on RE1 in so many ways that it's just like, excuse me, I drank all my Monster at once, now I have to burp.
Like, the pacing is so good, and like, it was very well thought out.
Yes. It's an immaculately designed game. Like, it's, I don't know how you plan or balance a game 4 separate times and still make it playable. Like, the idea that the zapping system is even a thing, like, okay, we're gonna make it so that if you pick up an item in this run, it affects that run. It's like, oh, well, how do you not fuck over the play or let the player fuck themselves over? And it's like, oh, don't worry, we got it. And they did.
And like, you know, you'll see a character in a different way if you play this person first or second, and like, the story is still gonna make sense no matter who you play when. And
yeah, I mean, that's
it's
why,
like something the remake couldn't do.
Yeah, and you know, you mentioned before, like, the remake is easier to play. Like, it is a more accessible game just because of how controls and standardized mechanics work over, like, between AAA games now. But like, Resident Evil 2, it's still like, it's so perfectly designed for what it was trying to do. Like, when I think about, like, oh, what is a 10 out of 10 game? Like, the idea of, like, a perfect game is kind of dumb. Because, like, like, a glitch in level 10, like, oh, no, it's not a perfect game anymore. If a game does everything it was trying to do, then that's a perfect game. Like, that's a 10 out of 10 game. And that's what Resident Evil 2 is.
Absolutely agree. Man, I love RE2. I want to stream that again.
Oh, big fucking shocker.
Ooh, well, here's a game I have not streamed somehow, and that's RE3 Original.
You've never streamed RE3?
I've never streamed RE3. I love this game.
I
I've
do
never
too.
streamed it.
We'll get to how I feel about the remake, but like RE3, I haven't played RE3 Original in a long time because I mean the GOG stuff just came out and I wasn't gonna go hunting down a GameCube version for $600. But like, so I'm trying to think like. It is a lighter game than Resident Evil 2 because of, in terms of content, than Resident Evil 2 because of like, it was never really supposed to be RE3, like, it wasn't quite an expansion pack, but it wasn't a full sequel at first, like.
Yeah, and there's only one scenario as opposed to RE1 and 2.
And like, RE3, did RE2 have the first Mercenaries? No, that was Fourth Survivor.
No, RE3 has the first Mercenaries.
Yeah, and so that, I mean, that's a big thing for the series. And then the live choice system, like, I think in a lot of ways the live choice system makes up for the multiple scenarios.
Oh, absolutely.
And
well, and the cool thing with RE3 is like you have the live choice, but also like you have other choices on like where to go in which order, which can affect different scenes and who you meet where. Like a couple of years ago, I was watching somebody stream RE3 and I saw a cutscene I had never seen before.
Yeah,
they just did stuff in a different order.
and again, talking about like how do you design 4 scenarios, like the fact that they designed a game that you can do all those different things and the game accounts for it back in like 1999.
Yeah.
Like, that's just absurd. But I do think I think now that we know so much about its development and like what it was supposed to be, and like, okay, it's Resident Evil 3, but it was never really supposed to be Resident Evil 3, and like that explains like, okay, why is there only one scenario? Like, why did it have Mercenaries mode as like its big replayable feature instead of like multiple scenarios and you know, Jill A versus Jill B? And so I don't know if it's as good as Resident Evil 2, but it's still an incredible game.
It's still fantastic, and it's so replayable.
And
Lily also does mention that RE2 did have a battle mode. I don't think the original version did, but like the N64 one did, maybe?
oh, see, I never played the N64 version.
I remember playing battle mode, and I think it was on the N64, but I might also be thinking of the GameCube version.
I played the PS1 version via the PS3 back when that was a thing. And so, I remember watching, I think it was Super Bunny Hop's review of Resident Evil 2. And like, he mentioned that like Mr. X isn't really a thing in the original. Like, not that he's not there, but he's just a relatively small part of the game.
Yeah.
And then that, now everybody calls them pursuers. That wasn't really established until Nemesis. And like,
yeah, because Mr. X would show up in one hallway, you would blast him, he would drop an item, and you would go on.
Yeah. And Resident Evil 3 is built in a lot of ways around Nemesis. Like, not just from a story perspective, but like how the game is designed.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first time an enemy could follow you from room to room, and that was crazy back then.
Yeah, and that's one of those like technical things that's just like, yeah, we couldn't do that before, and now we can. And it's, I wonder if that, like the steps they made with Nemesis and the world design and like the persistence, like remembering shit that the games just couldn't keep track of before, is that enough to make it better? then Resident Evil 2, and I'm still leaning towards not quite.
I don't think it's... I definitely don't think it's better than RE2, but it's definitely such a different experience.
Yeah,
Because of how that one scenario is so replayable, and there was a lot of random elements in RE3.
yeah,
Like, their items are just always randomized. Non-important items, at least. And enemies are randomized throughout areas. And that's something that I wish the newer games would kind of do again.
yeah. I don't know enough about game dev to like why aren't randomizers built into games. Like, I'm assuming that's a whole technical can of worms
Yeah.
to try and figure out. But I mean, Resident Evil 3 did it. So I love Nemesis as a character and as a design enough to put it in S tier. I do think Resident Evil 2 is the slightly better game, but Resident Evil 3 also, I think, is a starters level game.
I agree. I think, man, I just love RE3 so much. We're gonna talk about the remake.
We are gonna talk about the remake.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But I can't.
Also, Resident Evil 3 made Jill the best RE girl, and I will not be taking questions.
I love Jill. Jill was my favorite character for a long time.
Jill is arguably the best character in the franchise.
Yeah.
I think you
She's
can make
so
that case. Not in every game,
Not in every game.
which we'll get to.
Oh, we sure will. Another classic, Resident Evil Survivor.
This is the first-person shooter on the list.
Yep. It was
And-
a light gun game in Japan, but not over here.
Oh, that's right. They had a light gun back then.
Yeah, but
It was
over here in
probably
America,
just
you had to
like
use the
a
fucking
hollowed-out
controller.
Beretta.
Probably. This
I-
game...
I have not played it. I've seen plenty of footage, but I have not played it myself.
You know what? I haven't played this in a long time, but I actually have the game on PS1, and I have the guide behind me.
Oh,
We could do a deep dive stream of this game someday.
dude, you have to.
It's not terrible. It's not good. It's
This is
very
the one-
slightly off rails.
It was like, okay, so a lot of people are like, oh, Resident Evil 3 original was just like an asset flip. Yeah, those people are wrong.
Yeah.
Resident
This
Evil
game actually
Survivor
was.
is an asset flip. Like,
It uses the same zombies from 2. It uses Mr. X.
it's got hunters in it that were like
Yeah.
clearly, like, nothing in the game looks good from first person because none of the assets were built for that.
Oh,
So
Slan
it's like-
says this was his first horror game. I remember you saying that. Yes.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
But like, it's just one of those things. Like, I get why it was made, and obviously they would come back to that like multiple times. Yeah, I don't know if this one was very good.
It's not great. I'm
It
gonna
was-
put
it was-
this.
Honestly, a lot like is it Chronicles? The Unreal
Chronicles was
shooters.
definitely like a follow-up in spirit to this, I think.
Yeah. It was, I guess, an admirable first attempt.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I don't know. I'm stuck between not bad and okay, because it's not really something I really want to play.
Yeah, so that's clearly not bad. If you're like, I don't want to play this, it's okay at best.
Where do you put it?
I haven't played it, so
yeah.
that's gonna go in didn't play this.
And then this one might be controversial. Code Veronica X.
So I haven't played this game in a million years. I was never offended by it like a lot of RE fans were. Like, some people hate this game,
Oh yeah, some people act like this game is actually unplayable.
and I don't get it. Like, I don't, like, what makes this one so awful?
It's
Like the
No, go ahead.
I never found it offensive. Like I'm replaying it in my head, and there's some silly parts to it, but like it's Resident Evil. Like it gave us Alfred Ashman.
Like I love the characters and I love the story of Code Veronica. It's the level design is just like the worst of Resident Evil. It's like, hey, do you like backtracking in the other Resident Evil games? Well, we're gonna find every way to just make that not enjoyable in Code Veronica. Enemies are gonna respawn endlessly. It's just not very intuitive. It's all over the map. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the enemies respawning that's like the most egregious, like, okay, this didn't work. Like
the moth hallway in Antarctica drops this like 3 points.
Oh, but they gave Claire a big butt and dual Uzis, so that makes it a 10 out of 10.
That is true. They did certainly do that.
They did slap dual Uzis onto her butt.
Shoots out of her ass. That was the original Bayonetta.
Oh. No, I wish I liked this game more. I don't remember enough about the moment-to-moment gameplay. Like, going through Rockford Island, I was never offended by. Antarctica, I remember far less of. It's got a cool final boss, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm still interested in this getting a remake over Resident Evil 5.
I'll stream this if it gets a remake. I'll stream it.
No shit, you'll stream it.
You know what? I haven't streamed it yet. Okay, you don't know. You don't know me
yet. That's because you're too busy streaming the remake again.
Again and again and again until the end of time.
So
you'll never stop me.
Code Veronica, I don't find offensive like a lot of people do. Like, it's got some early PS2 level acting, but let's not pretend like Resident Evil has always been this bastion of serious, thoughtful storytelling.
Yeah, yeah.
This has fucking Wesker doing his Matrix flips and Alexia, right? Alexia Ashford?
Yeah.
She's like throwing fireballs as like a big fucking plant turd. Like, that's no dumber than anything else in the series. Like,
Wesker in this game is like the perfect level of camp.
Yeah.
He's really good.
And this is where the press that's where that relationship started.
Yeah.
Like, for some reason Wesker just decided he really fucking hates Chris in this game.
Chris in particular. This was the birth of the toxic yaoi.
And I think that puts it, I'm gonna put it in not bad.
Okay. I'm very torn.
You probably remember more of it than I do.
I think I'm gonna put it in okay. But I'm gonna put it ahead of Survivor.
I think that's also totally justified.
So, Resident Evil Gaiden, I'm gonna be so real with
Don't.
Don't.
It's not, hey, what if Resident Evil was turn-based in 8-bit? No.
I'm gonna put it in not bad.
Oh my god.
I'm serious. I'm so serious.
Why?
You know what? It's Resident Evil on the Game Boy, and I think it honestly works fine. I think it's alright.
No.
I kind of like what they did
No.
with it.
So,
I never...
My whole thing is, like, I played Metal Gear Ghost Babel on the Game Boy Color. That is a solid translation of both the older Metal Gear games and the stuff they added with MGS. And they somehow put that on the Game Boy. Resident Evil Gaiden is like if Ghost Babel just like shot itself in the foot and fell down the stairs. Like,
Yeah, well, Ghost Babel beats the fuck out of Gaiden. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
like Resident Evil, like the fucking first person like Undertale power meter combat is just not fun. And it's so much of the game.
It is so much, and you have to kill the zombies to get items.
Oh, and it's just like you wait for the bar, slash, and then you wait 10 more seconds and then Barry shows up for no goddamn reason.
Yeah, it's
And then it ends on like, oh, Leon's infected. Wait for the sequel. Shut up, Resident Evil Gaiden.
that was the least canon it's ever been.
Yeah, it's so dumb. It's bad. It's not fun.
You know, I might. Okay, look. Yeah, it's still above Survivor. I'm gonna put it there. Survivor 2, I played 5 seconds of it 100 years ago. I'm gonna put it, and I did not play that.
Yeah, same. I don't even.
It's an arcade game based off of Code Veronica.
Yeah, and
But it has Nemesis in it.
Yeah, and like the weird smooth tyrants. Am I remembering that right?
I think so.
Yeah, did
not play that shit. No. Resident Evil Remake, not bad.
I'm gonna put it in don't.
No, yeah, okay, yeah.
Like,
I get
it's
that.
just not like you can play. You could play Cold Fear on the Xbox.
You could play Cry of Fear on your Steam box.
Oh no! Obviously, Resident Evil Remake is stars tier. Like,
Yeah.
it is one of the best games ever made.
We were talking about like RE2 is what happens when you refine the formula. Like, Remake was the pinnacle of classic RE. It was like the best they had ever done with it.
Yeah, 1000%. Like, it is everything that made RE1 incredible is there. And then you, like, my biggest problem with RE1 was like the art direction. You fix all that.
Yeah.
And then you add stuff to it that feels so seamless and so well integrated into the original game that it feels like it retroactively makes the original feel kind of like it's missing something. Like,
yeah, like
the stuff
the
with
way they
Lisa
added...
Trevor and
yeah,
it just like it'd be like if the RE3 remake added Nemesis and it was just like, wait, wasn't that always in the original? It's like, no.
And like all of the new areas, like the cabin and the crypt and stuff like that, it's just so well designed.
Yeah, it's incredible. And then stuff like the Crimson Heads, which was such like it's a good twist. So one thing about remakes is like, how do you balance a game for people who haven't played the original and people who have played the original? And it's the Crimson Heads work for both without being like this incredible hurdle for new players. Like, they're still tough, but they get teased in notes and files, and the rest of the game is still built around them. So it's not like they're getting blindsided by this thing that only experienced players would have known about. But then experienced players are like, okay, well, I've done this before. Like, I know what's coming. And then the Crimson Heads show up, and it's like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's taking this, again, it feels so well integrated with the game's design that it feels like it was always there.
Yeah, and it's crazy to me that like Zero doesn't have Crimson Heads and stuff like that. It just feels like this should have been a staple going forward, because it just works so well in how this game is designed.
And like it's telling that they brought it back kind of in Requiem. Like
Yeah.
they're not called Crimson Heads and they're not nearly as interesting, but like it's the same concept. And it doesn't work quite as well because in Resident Evil Remake it's fucking perfect. Like
Yeah.
it's I twist your tits because you play a Resident Evil Remake like once every 3 months, but like I get it. Like I still play Halo every 3 months.
Yeah.
This is just like
And that game's a piece of shit.
Halo's the worst. Like I just have bad taste. I have bad taste. Here's my tier list.
Here's my tier list. You can't say that because our tier lists look very similar so far.
I mean, so far. I know how you feel about Resident Evil 5.
That's true. That's true. We're getting there.
Actually, this next one might be a difference because I think Resident Evil 0 is like such a nothing game.
It really is.
Like, there are parts that are good. I think Rebecca is very well characterized. Like, female characters are so dissected nowadays. To be like, oh, is she a good representation of women? Is she a strong character? Rebecca's not a strong, independent, badass female character. She's 18 and she's scared shitless.
Yeah, but
the whole time.
She still gets it done.
Yeah, she's just not useless.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's especially from a Japanese studio in the early 2000s, like nailing that kind of writing is not easy. It wasn't even really a thing back then. Like, you compare Rebecca to a bunch of other characters from any other game at the same time, and like, holy shit, this is a character with actual depth.
Yeah.
But she's also the best part of the game, and then the rest of the game happens. Like,
well, like
she's good, but she doesn't save the game.
You have a really good starting area. I think the train is pretty well designed.
Oh, the train's fantastic.
And the game is gorgeous. It's somehow even better looking than Remake. But then you get to the training facility and it's like, oh man, this game kind of slows way the fuck down. You have the terrible inventory system. Oh yeah, you were definitely spoiled with Final Fantasy.
I twist Will's tits.
Yeah. I mean,
No, Alex, you're totally right. Like, Final Fantasy characters are so well beloved for a reason. Not many other characters got that level of writing.
Yeah, especially old Resident Evil had some good characters and some good stuff, but a lot of it was like, here's vanilla pudding in human form.
Yeah, like I will say this about like Claire and Jill in the OG RE games. Less so Resident Evil 3 Jill, but RE1 Jill and RE2 Claire, they're fine. They're not deep characters. Like, they're not overly sexualized, at least. They're treated just as capably as the other their male counterparts. But like, they're there. Like, they're not offensive.
They're there to serve a purpose and very little else.
Yeah, it's I guess, again, like, it's not a high bar to clear, but like, there weren't a ton of jokes about Jill's titties or Claire's fat ass, like that. So it's a step above most other games from the time.
RE0, man, I hate the inventory system. I hate the level design. I hate the overarching story.
Yeah,
I hate James Marcus's stupid leech ass.
Yeah, I think the train is phenomenal.
Yeah.
If the rest of the game was that good, this would be a very different conversation.
Yeah. But
And also,
it's unfortunate.
I remember when I was reviewing the HD re-release of Resident Evil Zero. It was like 3 in the morning, and I was trying to finish my review before the embargo, and I think I was playing as Rebecca, and there are those one-hit kill frogs at the very end of the game.
Are those the Eliminators?
I don't care. But fucking dumbass Billy got caught on a ladder, and so I waited for like a full minute for Rebecca to get eaten, and I lost an hour and a half of progress. It's already 3 in the morning. I finished the game. I didn't sleep that night. But fuck this game.
Yeah, the game's not very
Where is
good.
Jill's panty shot? That's you gotta earn that.
I'm gonna put it above don't, but kind of barely.
Resident Evil Zero is a nothing game. It's not offensive. It's definitely okay. Like if it was it's one of those things like if it was your first RE game, I get why people would have nostalgia for it, but it's also like there are just so many better examples of this formula.
Yeah.
Like even Veronica, like just don't.
Oh yeah.
But it's not bad like Resident Evil Gaiden.
Frog is playing through Zero now, and I'm like, you didn't have to do this to yourself. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why you wanted to play through Zero.
Well, but one of our bosses is a giant bat.
That's cool.
Oh, it takes 2 grenades to kill it?
The giant centipede.
I mean, giants, I don't like bugs, so that one's a little spooky. It's not, I mean, after the scorpion, it's not exactly clever or interesting, but it's... The giant bat, it's like literally 3 grenades and that fight is done.
Yeah, it's not good.
Bad. So I have never played Dead Aim. Is that next?
Yeah. I'll talk briefly about that. Dead Aim is it's like a hybrid first-person, third-person shooter. I've never beaten it, but I've played a decent amount of it. And I liked it. I thought it was fine. It's
one game I would like to play.
Yeah.
Like if they ever re-release some of these games somehow. I don't know, the Resident Evil spin-off collection.
That would be sick, and Capcom will never do it. They hate it. I'm gonna say it's not bad. It's got decent enough characters. It has kind of a cool enemy in it. It's got a decent story. It's Resident Evil on a boat.
Yeah, and it's a much better version of the stuff from Survivor.
Yeah, it's basically just Survivor refined a bit.
Yeah.
Resident Evil Outbreak.
So this is one I played a demo once, and I feel like I'm still gonna put it in didn't play, because like a single player demo of Outbreak is just Code Veronica. But like you're not playing it right. Like you don't have the tools that the game is designed for.
No. Play all the games, and if you die in the games, you delete on Steam. I don't want to do that, Basil.
Come on, when's your no-hit run of the remake coming?
You know what? I could try it.
Blindfold no-hit speedrun world record.
So I follow Carcinogen. He's a speedrunner, and he's been doing new game Requiem Insanity mode, no damage.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm like, sure thing, dude. Outbreak is fun with people. Outbreak 1 is balls-bustingly hard.
It's one of those, like... So growing up, I had an Xbox, and so, like, I would read about RE Outbreak and File 2, and it's like, man, that sounds like fun, but I just couldn't afford a PlayStation. And, like, there are still ideas that I really want to, like, experience that those games have. Like co-op Resident Evil before the dark times.
Yeah.
Like actual Resident Evil with co-op sounds great. And then like a lot of the environments, like I know the zoo is in File 2. But like, yeah, T-Virus Zoo, that sounds fucking great. Like, what a good excuse to have like some crazy fucking zombie elephants and crocodiles and everything. Like
File 1 has the hospital with kind of a stalker enemy.
yeah,
it's got a lot of really good ideas.
Yeah, and it's just like Resident Evil co-op, like it took a turn.
Did take a turn. I would love if they did another Outbreak, like modernize it so it's like over the shoulder and stuff like that, but give me that kind of idea where it's a Resident Evil game, but you're just like playing with other people and maybe you have to split up and go to different areas, but you're still in a game together.
I think so. Left 4 Dead proved you could do co-op Resident Evil. Like, not that it would be just Left 4 Dead with Resident Evil monsters, but like getting a group of people to go through a mission, doing their own things, breaking off when they need to. You know, person X does this, person Y does that. Like, Left 4 Dead proved that you could do that, and you could definitely take the shoulder shooter Resident Evil mechanics and apply that and have Resident Evil Outbreak 3. Like,
that would be, you could do a lot of really cool things with that. I really wish they would. They should have a Nintendo only spin-off where it's the Wii virus. Basil, you're on thin fucking ice with me.
I get it.
I'm gonna put Outbreak 1 and 2 in not bad.
Yeah, it's definitely aged. You know, you can tell that just by watching it. But they've still got a lot of really good concepts that the series just hasn't gone back to for whatever reason.
Yeah, I kind of wish they would officially re-release them with like online and all that stuff again.
That'd be pretty great.
Resident Evil 4, the GameCube exclusive, yes.
Stars rank.
It's pretty good.
Well, it's pretty great.
It's pretty swell.
Like, this is another one of those, like, we were talking about how the original Resident Evil, like, changed things. And, like, if you've played a third-person shooter in the last 22 years, it's because of Resident Evil 4. Like...
Yeah, this actually was genre-defying. Defining? Sure.
Yes. I mean, yes. In a lot of ways, it was both. Like...
Yeah.
It's such a perfectly paced roller coaster adventure. It turned the, I guess at the time, cringiness of Code Veronica into kind of a like self-deprecating style of humor.
Well,
like
it was like very self-aware. It wasn't trying to tell a very serious story.
Yeah.
It leaned into, Ari was always meant to be like a Hollywood blockbuster, and it very much just leaned into the cheesiness of that.
Yeah, and like I do think, it's not perfect, but like the island is definitely the weakest of the areas just because of level design and combat encounters are just kind of, it's starting to feel like the game is running out of ideas. Well, at least with the regular enemies. Like, that's when the game introduces this guy's just got extra health and this guy's actually got a gun. Like, it's like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like, and then the regenerators.
The problem that a lot of Resident Evil games have, it's like, okay, I feel like we should be at the end now and the game is still going. We can wrap it up. There's definitely a few games that in the RE franchise that feel like that, where it's like, okay, we didn't need to keep going.
Yeah, I think you could cut out most of the island. Like, if you got to the island and there's like a couple skirmishes and then it's just regenerators.
Yeah.
And cut out. Like, yes, the helicopter fight is cool, but it's not much of anything. Like, it's definitely the most frustrating part of the game because enemies have actual guns, and it's like, cool, I'm getting hit scanned from an enemy I can't see.
Or it should have at least been like, because there's like a couple of weird rooms after the helicopter part, and it's like, I feel like that should have been the last thing before maybe like one more regenerator and the final boss.
Yeah, like it's just, I think you could have finished off like or most of the standard enemy fighting in the castle, and then once you get to the island, like make it creepy, like bring back or start with regenerators. You go to Iron Maidens, like,
yeah.
There's so much like strange filler stuff. Like the part where you're in the dump truck, like, oh, that's cool, that's fun, it's arcadey. And then you have to stop and get out, and okay, now I hit the button, and then I walk back to the truck, and then get in the truck, and then the truck goes up an elevator, and then you just do the truck part again, and it's like, why?
Yeah, it's like, okay, we're good now. We can go.
Yeah, but still, like that, we're nitpicking like 5% of the game. Like,
yeah, exactly.
The village is perfect. Like, I think I don't know if a game has better fall vibes than Resident Evil 4. And the remake to an extent, but
yeah,
like if you want like a dry, cold, windy game, like Resident Evil 4 is just the best. Like it was. I only just recognized that you were playing the safe room or the typewriter music, and I don't know if that was intentional, but it's perfect.
I've actually been playing it the whole time.
Is it just like the whole track? I thought.
Mix. Yeah, so I think it's been changing.
But yeah, the village in Resident Evil 4, the castle is fine, but like, again, we're getting into subjective stuff here. Like the setting and the art direction and everything about the village in RE4 makes up and then some for any other problems the game has.
Oh, yeah.
Like the village is just perfect.
I absolutely agree. And that's such a Resident Evil thing where it's like the first main area of the game is generally the best.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think that's true for like most Resident Evil games. The first real area that you explore is like the strongest part of the game. Even Requiem.
Yeah, definitely Requiem. I would argue Resident Evil 8. Resident Evil 8, I mean, we'll get to that, but that's like a different thing. Yeah, I think I never really thought about it like that, but yeah, the first area is always pretty great.
And there's Umbrella Chronicles.
So I like this game.
I do too.
It's a weird game. Like, Capcom was like randomly like, okay, we're gonna retell Resident Evil. It's like, okay, we're gonna do it in an arcade gun game, like light gun shooter. It's like, okay, we're gonna put it on the Wii, and it's gonna be based around a single player campaign, and it's like, fuck it, what?
Sure.
But it's
Wesker's story.
Yeah, like it's fine. I would say it's at least not bad. It is exactly what, like, it's an abridged story of what was Darkside Chronicle or Umbrella Chronicles was.
That's 0, 1, and 3.
Okay.
You know what? The RE3 retelling was terrible in Umbrella Chronicles. I sure wish they would remake RE3 and give it the proper treatment.
We'll get there.
I would also put it in not bad. I think it's a perfectly fine game. I think it's pretty fun. It's replayable. It's cute. It's got a lot of arcadey elements.
It's inoffensive. Like,
yeah, it's fun.
It works. It is a light gun version of Resident Evil, which I mean, you could argue that's just House of the Dead, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's just House of the Dead, but it's, I mean, I like House of the Dead.
They also tried making Umbrella Chronicles canon.
Why?
The like new scenarios with Wesker and stuff like that are canon to the story. It's very strange. I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird. That's dumb. Capcom,
Capcom's
stop.
very strange.
It's like saying, "Oh, we're gonna make Lost Planet canon to Resident Evil." It's like, what? Shut up.
What game had the chainsaw controller and is it ranked already? That was RE4 and it is S tier.
The chainsaw controller?
No, the game. The chainsaw controller was a piece of shit. Yo, so years ago, I went to a store and they had it for sale, and it was like super cheap. It was like $50 or something. And I'm like, God damn, this is such a piece of shit controller. I don't want this, but I should buy it, and I didn't. And god damn, I wish I had.
The fact that you had to hold the chainsaw controller like a chainsaw and then try to play Resident Evil 4, it was like it was a, as a marketing tool, like a collectible thing, like it's a great idea. Because the chainsaw guys in Resident Evil 4 were amazing. But like actually trying to hold the thing and play a game with it, like it's terrible. It's terrible, but I love it.
I don't remember if it was GameStop or one of them had like a demo chainsaw controller that you could actually hold and try out.
Yeah, it was definitely GameStop or
and
EV
I
Games
tried it and I was
then?
like, oh, it might have been. Oh yeah, it might have been EV Games. Oh wow.
Yeah, we're old.
And I held it and I was like, oh man, I can't fucking use this.
Yeah, it's so bad. It reminds me of, I can't remember, it might have been like one of the PS2 Time Crisis games. They had like the light gun and then like an analog stick tumor growing out of the side of it. So it had dual stick controls, but it was like you were trying to aim with your controller and move with the weird little like... It was like if a Wii nunchuck was growing out of the side of a light gun.
Oh god.
It was,
oh, god.
yeah, it's terrible. And the chainsaw controller is just as bad.
That sounds terrible. Jesus Christ.
It is pretty terrible. Will, it's your favorite!
It sure is!
Oh,
it
dear.
sure is! Wow.
Don't play
RE5 is a
Resident
game
5.
you can play with your friends.
Like me.
It's a game you can certainly experience. You know, I'm gonna put it in okay, actually. That might
No,
be shocking.
it's not. Don't play Resident Evil 5. It is bad.
It is bad, but I had fun playing with you.
I mean, I'm great. So, like, that's different.
Well, let's not get crazy here.
No.
See, I'm gonna put RE5 in okay because it has redeeming qualities. It still feels like it has some RE4 DNA. The Mercenaries is really good. It's a fun co-op experience, and I'm gonna put it in okay because it gets so much worse.
Yeah. No, you know what? I agree with that. You
and
have
Sheva
swayed
is
me.
gorgeous.
Like, it is a game that is so fundamentally flawed in so many ways. Co-op does make it better. Mercenaries is pretty great. It is still a inherently racist game, and that's... I tend to be pretty lax on that stuff. I tend to not try and like I heard somebody this past week arguing like how terrible The Mummy from 1999 is, and like how it's so problematic and it's hard to watch today. And I was just like, the one with Brendan Fraser, where it's like a fun adventure and like whatever. I tend to be pretty light on that stuff. Resident Evil 5 is just fucking racist.
It's crazy because RE5 I feel like had good intentions because they do talk a little bit about like how Africa is treated, and like how people come and use the resources and abuse the native people and stuff like that. And I feel
then
like
you
they
get
had good intentions.
You get to the mud hut village
mud
where
huts,
they worship a crocodile as a
and
god.
they're wearing tribal gear and they're going la, 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 and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, it was just like,
Whoa.
you know, they had the whole, like, when the first trailer came out and they're like, oh my god, white savior, and oh, all the zombies are black, and they were like, don't worry, we got this, we made sure. And then you get to the mud hut village where they worship a crocodile, everything's built out of fucking bamboo or some shit, and then it's just like, oh yeah, the umbrella guys came in and started feeding everybody because we're just dumb fucking natives. And it's like, oh my god.
There's one note in RE5 that tries to fix it a little bit.
It tries, and it can't.
Where like this kid is like, oh, and everybody's acting strange and they're wearing tribal gear, which, you know, we wear for festival day. So it's trying to be like, oh, they don't dress like this all the time.
Yeah, why
this is because they're infected.
The whole fucking village is built around worshiping a crocodile.
Yeah, it's still mud huts, and it's still like, nah, you put this in later to try to save this shit.
Like, you're not hanging out in your fucking bamboo hut 3 feet above a swamp in like a fucking tank top and jeans. Like, that they're in the middle of fucking nowhere. It's a literal swamp in the middle of nowhere. It's like, oh, but this is just for fun birthday parties. It's like, no, that's not. I wonder if that was like some poor like American localizer who's like, guys, we have to do something.
It was a very funny choice they made with that one. Look, I'm white, and this doesn't affect me, so I don't care.
I mean, the fact that you blow up the village, and then you blow up the oil facility that supposedly made that village better.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, we had so many bad choices to make. There were a couple choices that we could have made to try and pull ourselves out of this, but we actively chose the 2 worst possible outcomes. It's just like, guys.
Like, you didn't have to do this.
It's so bad.
I'm so curious how RE5 Remake is going to handle a lot of stuff.
I hope it leans into it.
You know, they
fucking
just go fucking crazy.
Make all the zombies look like they're coming from a minstrel show.
That's gonna be an alt costume for Chris.
Minstrel show Chris Redfield.
Anyway, did you know Umbrella Chronicles had a sequel? It's called Dark Side Chronicles for the Nintendo Wii Entertainment System. And it was pretty good, actually. It was pretty alright. I liked it.
Oh, I mean, it tried to explain Krauser.
It did.
I guess.
That was its big mission, was to explain Krauser.
It's, you know, it was essentially just a clone of Umbrella Chronicles.
Yeah.
And it's got some better ideas. Like, it's an improvement over Umbrella Chronicles in a lot of ways. Like,
it's better and worse because they also gave it this crazy shaky cam.
Yeah.
That makes it obnoxious to look at.
It was the whole like Jason Bourne shaky cam era, and it was like, guys, I'm trying to play a shooter. Can we not?
Lily, can you not change what hand she uses in co-op?
I don't think so.
Oh, fuck. Basil never found that note. Oh yeah, it's the best note in the game, and it's trying very hard.
Please, we're not racist, guys.
Please.
The note.
Dark Side Chronicles has I remember the retelling of RE2 being fine. The Operation Javier stuff being fine. The Code Veronica stuff pissed me off because I feel like they fucked up Alexia's character really badly.
I mean, I don't remember that much about. I mean, like, I guess that kind of shows my hand. Like, I don't remember that much about it. It was fine.
This game came out a long ass time ago, and I don't think
Yeah.
anybody's played it in a decade, at least.
At least.
I'm gonna put it in not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad. It's fine. The game's fine. Did you ever play Mercenaries 3D?
I did.
I really like this game. I thought it was fine. I thought it was pretty good for a 3DS Mercenaries game.
It's that's what they were going for. That's all it is. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even remember if they charged full price for it.
I don't remember. I never owned this game. I borrowed it a couple of times.
I think I played it, like, I borrowed it from a friend. And it's fine. Like, it's inoffensive, I guess.
It's Mercenaries on the 3DS.
Yeah.
With a bunch of characters. Hey, go crazy.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I'll put it not bad.
I'll put it in
I'm
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in not bad. You know what? I wish they would actually release, like, a full just Mercenaries game, but give it, like, a shit ton of characters with, like, their own abilities and stuff, and a ton of maps. If you put enough content in it, I would buy it.
That's what the live service games should have been.
Yeah.
Like, if they just released, like, okay, we're gonna give this game a year's worth of support. We'll put out some characters. We'll put out some weapons. We'll put out some maps. Like, I think you would have had some success there.
But instead, they wanted to do literally any fucking thing else.
They wanted to do Dead by Daylight.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Where is Dead by Daylight on this tier list?
You know what? It should be. I don't like Dead by Daylight, actually. That's a game I wish I enjoyed, but it's just not a very good game.
No.
It's just not well made. A Resident Evil sitcom would go crazy, actually. Make it like Mad About You, but they're stuck in a mansion.
I'd watch that.
I would watch the fuck out of that. DBD community sucks ass. That's what I hear, and I see a lot of toxic shit on Twitter from the DBD community.
Yeah, it doesn't. It does not. It's one of those games where it's like, I'm not going to play this because the community has such a shit reputation.
Yeah, Married with Wesker. That's what I've always wanted.
Yeah, that's what Will's next novel is called.
Resident Evil Revelations.
I think this goes in A rank.
Yeah, I'm torn. I'm torn between A rank and not bad.
I think it's better than the games I've put in not bad. It's from that era of Resident Evil where it was like, hey, every mainline Resident Evil game has to be co-op.
Yeah.
And this was after Resident Evil 5 had, like, tried to wrap up the series story, and it was like, okay, where do we go from here? And I think you could argue that Revelations doesn't do enough to start, like, a new era of Resident Evil, but it's still a really solid game.
And Alex, I do have one of the misprinted copies. I wish I knew where it was. But I do have one of the 3DS copies that says Resident Evil Revelatons. I actually tried selling that years ago when I was between jobs and I couldn't get anybody to buy it.
Oh no. But I think Revelations is like, if we're looking at it from the sort of stepping stone between Resident Evil 5, Revelations, and then 6 tripping and falling down the stairs, and then the remakes, it's a pretty solid game. Like,
it's pretty good. I wish more of it was like the early sections where you're exploring the ship and it feels like an older Resident Evil game.
Yeah, I think that this was when Capcom was still really torn on how to integrate multiple characters and, like, a larger scale story, because, like, you'd be going through the ship and it's like, okay, playing as Jill. I'm having a grand old spooky time. And then it's like, oh, now you're hanging out with Chris and his pair of titties in the Arctic. And it's like, what, fucking what?
Well,
Oh my god.
like,
Now you're playing as Jimmy John and his best friend who's fat and likes sandwiches
God,
or some
I
shit.
hated them.
And it was just like, guys, and it felt like Capcom just like, for a game that doesn't have co-op, it was like, you need to have another character tacked to your ass, and we need to have like 8 different perspectives. And it's like, I'm so glad they got over that, because it was so unnecessary. It was such like a weirdly specific direction for the series to take for a while.
Well, and it was weird in that game too, the way they presented the story, because they presented it like it was episodic and like it was some huge sprawling narrative,
and it wasn't.
Really does not amount to much.
No, and I think that was, you know, it was built for the 3DS, so it the levels are kind of short. You know, it's not like the most dense game in terms of details, like, especially if you play it on PC nowadays, like, it is sparse.
Like, the levels were kind of short, but the game still outstays its welcome. Because, like, there's parts later on where it's like, let's throw every enemy at you running down a hallway, and it's like, okay, yeah, let's fucking go. Rachel's here again. Basil's talking about Rachel and her big titties.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah, we're getting slurped on again.
Yeah, and I remember there's one part, I think you're at, like, a government building. I can't remember if it's the BSAA building, and it's literally just a parade of hunters for, like, 10 minutes. And it was just like, okay.
And that's, like, one of the first chapters in the game, and it's like, this pacing is weird.
Yeah. I still think it's a solid game overall. It's like, it's definitely Capcom, like, what the fuck do we do with this series now? But I think, like, I love the enemy designs. I think it's weird and gloopy. And, like, I think the... What are they called? The big, like, sucky leech?
Are they called oozes?
Maybe. They're not... Which is weird, because they're not made of ooze. Like, the guys with, like, the suction cup heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those designs are great. I think it works well in, like, the boat, like, ocean setting. Like, they look like weird ocean creatures. Like,
yeah, the T-Abyss virus. The game looked really good on the 3DS.
Oh yeah.
And the
Alex
3D
pointed out
aspect.
the most important part of the 3D presentation.
3D ass. Oh yeah, Jill's ass was like 4/5 of the screen.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
You know what? They had swimming. You could swim in parts, and the controls were not bad. Shockingly.
I mean, yeah. It's like, I have been wanting to go back and replay Revelations, and I think that enough is like, it puts it up above not bad.
Yeah, I'll give it A rank. It's definitely, I've played through the game a few times, well, no, twice, on different platforms, and it was fun both times.
Yeah, it's not the best. I kind of
want to replay it since it was my first Let's Play.
It's definitely a good game. I think it's a solid game.
Yeah.
It does make me want to reconsider putting Resident Evil 1 in S tier.
Yeah?
Because those games are definitely not equal.
No.
We'll come back at the end.
Yeah. Operation Raccoon City. I didn't play this, sheesh.
I played this at E3 one year, and they put me on screen for a minute, and I destroyed their demo. Because it was basically like Gears of War controls. And so I just like, I was like neck deep in my love of Gears of War at that point. So it was just like, their demo was nothing. And then like you show up and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna shoot Leon in the face now. Like, I would love to revisit it, but I don't expect it to be good.
I remember the closest I ever got to actually playing this was watching Matthew play it when I was shit-faced one night. And you know what? It looked fine.
The water stuff was obviously the most interesting part of it. Like,
Yeah.
but like otherwise it was just like a bland Gears of War knockoff. I'm gonna put it in okay.
Okay. It's time.
It's time.
It's time.
When Resident Evil 5 came out, I remember I got it day one. It was one of like 2 games I bought new that year because I was so just poor. And I remember getting to chapter 3 and thinking, I don't know what the story is trying to do. And it was so disappointing, and I had paid full price. And it was just like, it was one of those first like really visceral moments of disappointment in my life, like having bought a full price new release and being really disappointed. Like, this is a sequel to Resident Evil 4. Of course I'm gonna buy it day one.
Yeah.
That said, I have that really visceral memory of Resident Evil 5. Resident Evil 6 is such a worse fucking game. I fucking hate Resident Evil 6. Resident Evil 5, you could argue that in some small way, Resident Evil 5 traumatized me, because I still remember exactly where I was, exactly how I felt the day that I recognized I was disappointed by Resident Evil 5, and I still fucking hate Resident Evil 6 more than Resident Evil 5. Resident Evil 6 sucks like a black hole in a back alley. Like, I hate that game for so many fucking reasons, and it's 30 hours of bullshit, and the game is, it's like so, it's the worst of every Resident Evil game put in a one gelatinous pile of shit handed to you on a platter, and like, ooh, but look at how pretty the lighting is, and it's like, it's still a giant pile of shit. I don't like Resident Evil.
Yeah. You know, Basil's hot take before the stream was that RE6 is not a bad game.
Resident Evil 6 is a terrible fucking game, and I could spend the next hour explaining why.
Leon does cause several 9/11s in China, that's true.
The whole fact that they try to make it like, oh, it's the whole world's taking over, not really, it's just China, and then the whole fucking part where it's like, we're gonna try and trick you into thinking that Leon's campaign is actually like a spooky Resident Evil game, and then it's just like, you get fucking double guns 30 seconds in, and then you have to fight fucking what's-her-name's horny sister for some goddamn reason. She turns into a goo monster. I can't even fucking explain why that was included in the game. And then you go to Chris, and it's just like, hey, do you like Call of Duty? It's like, not really. It's kind of gray and boring and bland. It's like, oh, but now we're gonna try and make Chris's fucking twink boyfriend the depth, character depth for the whole game. And it's like, no, but this sucks. I'm circle strafing a troll looking for the one ladder that I can still interact with. And it's like, oh, but Sherry's back. And Sherry is fine, I guess. She is back to that Resident Evil tradition of, she is a girl. Oh, wait. No, we're gonna strip her out of her clothes and put her next to fucking Nolan North or whatever, being generic bald-head McGeneric protagonist man, and he sucks shit, and then Sherry's sexualized in like the weirdest way possible, and then you get to finish with Ada, and that campaign just wasn't fucking finished, and then the whole thing comes together with a fucking Transformers T-Rex boss fight that goes on for 45 fucking minutes, and then the game just fucking ends. Nah, bro, you're too critical on it. They tried to appeal to everyone, and that's why it sucks.
You know,
I hate Resident Evil 6.
A couple of years ago, I played the mercenaries on that like extreme mode where there's a ton of enemies, and that was pretty fun.
Resident Evil 6 is bad.
It's a bad game. It's a bad game, and they didn't have files in it because of how the online worked, so you had to shoot emblems to like get any of the story. Because most of the story like just wasn't fucking told to you through the cutscenes.
It's bad. It's bad. The level design is bad. The gameplay feels like shit.
Hey, Basil, did you know that I have a VOD channel and you can watch an entire playthrough that Steve and I did of RE6?
If you want to hear me complain for 30 hours...
You can watch our full playthrough on my VOD channel. It's all there.
It sucks. It sucks so bad. The level design, the combat, even just going through your fucking inventory sucks shit. And then half the time the game is like, no, we're going to take control away because you have to watch this super duper cool cutscene. And it's like, Chris and Leon have a bitch fight. And it's like, cool, I was playing for 30 seconds and you ripped control out of my hands to show your shitty fucking cutscene, and then I have to go back to the gameplay, and it's like, well, now you're driving a car, and it's like, why? I just do one thing well instead of 80 things bad. I only watch things live. Can you play it again live?
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that for you.
It was a beautiful cut. No, it wasn't! They stood there and looked at each other and they were mad. And then fake Ada, which is its own, like, what the fuck was that all about? Oh, she's a clone, but not really, but virus, duh. And then she runs, and it's like, well, that's clearly not the real Ada. And the game's like, yeah, you don't know that. And it's like, well, yeah, I do. And then they just fuck each other over, and it's dumb. The whole thing is dumb, and it's bad, and it's... I'm gonna put it in don't.
I might also put it in don't.
It's bad. Don't play Resident Evil 6. It's not worth it. It's 30 hours, and the game isn't even confident enough to make half of the 30 hours actual gameplay. It dangles its keys in front of your face to try and distract you from the fact that it's a shit game. I think it belongs in stars.
RE6 was a very important game, actually, because it changed the direction of the franchise.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what direction that was? Down. Because it shot the franchise in the face, and it fell into a grave.
Yeah, but then everything got so much better after, okay? Because they were like, we can't make 6 again, even though we love 6. Capcom loves RE6.
Hey, Will?
Hey, what?
If you blow your own foot off with a shotgun, and you go, well, I guess I have to change my ways because I don't want to blow my other foot off, that's not a good thing.
I think that it's important that we learn lessons at the end of the day.
Learning lessons that you should have already known is not an excuse. Do better.
RE6 is the Sonic 6 of Resident Evil. Sonic 6 is fun, though. I think Sonic 06 might be better than RE6.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
I haven't played Sonic 06, but fuck Resident Evil 6.
Resident Evil Revelations 2.
I really like this game, for the most part.
I'm going to put it in A rank. I think it's very good.
I am very disappointed to hear that it doesn't have online co-op, because Will and I were planning a playthrough.
So, Steve and I want to do a playthrough of this, and apparently they didn't put online co-op in this co-op game. So you have to use Parsec or something.
Yeah, we'll have to emulate, or I guess we could just spend time together.
I don't want to fucking...
Okay.
Just kidding. So, oh, man.
God, the fucking boats! Okay.
We're not talking about RE6 anymore. Basil, you're on thin fucking ice with me. Don't even start.
I just read Alex's comment about the boats, and you know when you get anxious and you feel your gut twist up, and it was the same thing in that fucking... Okay. Revelations 2 was the first step in Resident Evil actually trying to be scary again.
And it still had co-op gameplay, it still had 2 characters together, but having it be more than just a shooter where you have to play each character differently.
Yeah,
it felt like a logical step from RE4.
It was trying to use co-op in a way that wasn't just add player 2.
Yeah.
Like, the whole... And I think Barry's campaign is much more successful in that regard. Like, I'm trying to remember Claire's partner's name.
Moira.
And I think she just had a flashlight?
She had a flashlight and a crowbar. She could, like, open things with the crowbar, I think, and she could, like, hit enemies, but she could blind them with the flashlight.
Which made no fucking difference at all if you were
No.
playing single player. Like,
Which
Claire's...
Natalia, like, could see monsters around corners and shit, and she could see invisible monsters.
And that was cool, because suddenly it was like that scene in Amnesia where you can only... the guy is just walking through the water and all you can see are the ripples.
Yeah.
It was like that, but expanded. Like, it carried Barry's campaign, and it made it something more than just Resident Evil with co-op. Like, Claire's campaign, especially in single player, felt very much like standard Resident Evil. It was still good. Like, it was of the same quality of Revelations 1, but Barry's campaign was like, okay, we're going to use the co-op to do something different, and it really succeeded.
Yeah. And I think the different episodes are well designed. I liked how you're going through a lot of the same areas in both campaigns at different times. I think the story's actually pretty well told.
The only part I remember being genuinely disappointed with was Claire's campaign in episode 4 is about 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's
out of a 3-hour episode. Like, it's such an anticlimax for her story because they had to shoehorn... they're like, oh, we still got to make this 6-month time gap work, so we're just going to leave that off until the very end of the game, and then, like, she'll show up with a rocket launcher or something. Like,
yeah,
it felt like that was the one point where they couldn't tie it together. And who knows why? Like, that could have been a development thing, it could have been a time or a budget thing.
I wonder. I feel like they kind of balance it because she has such a long third episode, but it's definitely like, hey, we got her to Alex Wesker, and how do we end this? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it was like, Moira needed that big character moment, and then, like, okay, that's where episode 3 leaves off. But then literally the only thing left for episode 4 was like the chase out of their facility or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you could have just included that. Like, make episode 4 just Barry. Because, like, it skews... Like, I was playing weekly. Like, as the episodes were coming out, I was playing it. And it's... I'm sure playing it now, where you could just play the chapters back to back to back, it's a much better pacing kind of scenario. But back then, when you had to wait, it's like, oh man, how is Claire's story going to end? And it's like, oh, okay.
It just kind of does.
Well, that happened. I think the whole, like, obviously they didn't stick around and try to make the story work in the larger canon. I have no idea if any of this is canon still. Like,
oh yeah,
I'm sure it is, but like, it hasn't been touched on in 10 years.
No, but I'm curious, and I'm gonna get ahead of ourselves here, but a lot of the, like, memory transfer stuff that's mentioned in Requiem is, like, straight out of Revelations 2, so I wonder if they're working on tying that in.
Oh.
If they're going to, like, do something.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, I thought it had a genuinely cool story, and I liked Alex Wesker a lot.
Yes. I think Resident Evil Rev 2 is definitely A-rank.
Basil says Alex Wesker's facial model went on to go to acting TV shows where she just plays Alex Wesker but rich. That's fun. I'll have to look that up.
Huh.
Umbrella Corps did not play.
Well, yeah.
Oh, where did you rank Revelations 2?
A.
A, cool. Yeah, we haven't played Umbrella Corps yet.
Yeah.
Next time it's on sale and not like $20 fucking dollars.
Yeah, that's... Paying more than a few dollars for that is absurd.
Resident Evil 7. I love this game.
So do I.
I think this was such an interesting reinvention of the series. It feels like a loose, almost remake of RE1. It follows a very similar pattern and a very similar formula.
Totally.
This is like definitely them going back to basics.
And it's what the series needed. Like,
it really is.
I don't remember Revelations 2 doing all that well. I think it was reviewed well, but I don't think it sold, particularly well.
Yeah.
RE7 makes me want to clean that damn house.
Yeah.
That would be a great power wash simulator.
That would be really funny.
Collaboration. Like, they should do that.
Your allergies would have killed you before anything else in that house.
Yeah. But, like, so we were talking before about, like, aesthetics. One of the reasons I love Resident Evil so much is that, like, I don't know if there's a proper word for it, but, like, the bayou horror. Like, the weird, swampy, muddy horror that, like, only exists in the American Southeast. Like, I fucking love that. Like, growing up in buttfuck nowhere, Vermont, like, every movie trying to make the forest scary, like, oh, it's a spooky forest and it's just trees. Like, okay, yeah. Okay. Like Alan Wake, famously not scary because it's like spooky trees. Like, okay. But, like, there's something about, like, the bayou where it's just like, it's like hot and gross and everything is kind of like a forest, but not really. And everything is just kind of worse.
Well, it just feels like you could sink into it.
Yeah. And it's so good. It does make other sections of the game look weaker as a result. Like, the whole, like, underground section is just, that happens. The whole ship thing is totally unnecessary.
You know what? Unpopular opinion, I like the ship. I feel like it goes on too long.
Yeah, I don't hate it like some people do. But it's like the Baker house. But I guess both of the Baker houses, because the first one is like a guest house.
You have the guest house, the main house, and the old house.
Yeah. What is Marguerite's? Is that the old house?
That's the old house.
Yeah, like, those areas are so good and so creepy. And I just, like, I think the story stumbles, but, like, the Bakers themselves are so weird and gross, and
that's one of the reasons why those starting areas are so good, is because you're dealing with the Bakers, and they're such interesting characters.
Jack and Marguerite.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
What's the kid's name?
Lucas.
Yeah. Jack and Marguerite are both, like, so gross and so weird. Like, Marguerite especially is just like,
yeah.
I don't like that. But it's so good. Like, I totally understand how Resident Evil 7 saved the entire franchise, because it did.
Oh yeah, like, absolutely.
It was like Capcom going like, we don't know what to do with this anymore, and a relatively young team came in and said, hey, we have some ideas, and they were like, fucking go for it.
Well, because they realized with RE6 that, like, hey, we can't just keep making it bigger and bigger. That's not what people want.
and Resident Evil 7, like, it honestly, I think Resident Evil 7 proves that an overarching story for Resident Evil isn't totally necessary. It's you could make Resident Evil anthology style. Like, I know, like, obviously with the games that are left on the tier list, obviously Legacy is a huge part of the Resident Evil series, but I think Resident Evil 7 is so strong because it doesn't feel a need to either attach itself to Resident Evil in like the kind of showboaty way that Requiem does.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't like actively try to say, "Oh no, we're not a part of that other series. We're not related to Resident Evil 4." Like, it's that middle ground where it's like, okay, this takes place. This is a definitively Resident Evil game. But it doesn't have to be tied down by shit like Resident Evil 5 and 6.
Yeah, you don't need to be well versed in all of the lore. Like, this is a different experience. It's a different mold. It's not a virus. Like, it's it's fucking. You know what? Wasn't trying to make a joke.
People were also really hungry for a big budget first person horror game after PT never happened. So they definitely capitalized. Yeah. And so I agree. But I also think that Capcom went about it, especially with the videotapes, in a way that used the same perspective, but in a different kind of way.
Yeah.
Like, PT is very much like, we are going to fuck with you, the person sitting on the couch. Whereas Resident Evil 7 felt like, we're gonna use first person as a way to put you into the game, if that makes any sense.
Well, because, all of the Resident Evil games are love letters to horror movies and horror fiction.
Yeah.
And so with RE7, they were like, hey, let's take inspiration from, like, Texas Chainsaw Massacre and found footage.
Yeah.
And they put those together, and I think that works so well. And Evil Dead. Very much Evil Dead.
I mean, Will, can you point out, like, maybe 9 or 10 different references that you've had? Isn't it when Ethan picks up the chainsaw, he says groovy?
Yeah.
No, Jack says it.
Jack says groovy. But even, like, in the 2013 Evil Dead remake, the first character that gets turned into a Deadite is a woman with long dark hair named Mia.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you showed me the beginning of RE7 and said this is an Evil Dead game, I'd be like, yeah, that checks out.
Yeah. It's... Resident Evil 7 is fantastic. I do think it's dragged down a little bit by the story. Like, trying to make the bakers into, like, victims is just, like, weak.
Oh, I actually really like that scene later on.
I think you can let villains be villains. Like, I think you could have... I mean, the lore with the mold gets really weird. Like...
Yeah.
And I don't really have a specific opinion on that. Like, plenty of shit in Resident Evil gets weird. But the whole, like... having a conversation with Jack and Marguerite, like, that felt forced to me. I think if you could have portrayed that in a much more tragic way than, like, Jack being like, nah, but really, we're good people. And it's like, okay, but... like, if you had showed, like, I think previous Resident Evil games have been really good about, like, that's what notes are for.
Yeah,
and they definitely...
or like if you found a videotape that you didn't play through, but it was like an actual home movie from before they were taken over.
Yeah, like, that part of the game feels tell, don't show.
Yeah.
And, this is like the island in Resident Evil 4. Like, I'm nitpicking like 5% of the game.
Well, and it's too bad because one of the DLCs actually does show you before they're infected, but it like glosses over it and they're like infected immediately.
Yeah, I haven't played the DLC. I will say I'm not a huge fan of the ship. That's when the game starts feeling a little overly long. I think the funhouse-ish section is
It's alright.
I think there was a DLC where you had to like puzzle box your way out of a room
Yeah.
before Marguerite showed up. I think if that that style of like just puzzles, try and get your way out. And there is one section like that. I think if they had just stayed with that and like didn't try to shoehorn in like a weird shooting range or like what it's like a mine.
Yeah,
and then there's a bunch of elevators and like it's just like it's weird. It's not particularly good or memorable, and like the part that is just puzzles is really good. So it kind of feels like, oh, you guys, if you had like, if you had the confidence to just focus on the puzzles and like put combat aside for a minute, I think the game would be better overall.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's still so good. Like, it's definitely a high A rank.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it above the original Resident Evil in A rank.
Oh, that's tough.
I think I like it more than the original RE.
Yeah,
That's a tough one for me.
Yeah, it's definitely an A rank.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is tough.
Before we move on, I'm gonna pee my pants.
Don't do that.
I'm gonna pee.
Oh,
I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. Y'all don't go anywhere, please. We're almost
he
done.
says restroom, but he's just gonna pee out of the back door.
Yeah, I might.
All right, everybody. Well, I guess it's just me for now. So I did not play End of Zoe. The last time I played RE7, I was definitely like, I'm done with this for the time being. Like I had played through the whole game on hard. I was like, I'm good. I did play the puzzle box stuff with Marguerite, which I thought was genuinely very creepy. I don't remember the name of that DLC. Because there was End of Zoe, and then there was Not a Hero. Wait, Not a Hero was just like, oh, Chris Redfield's back, and it was just like, okay. I don't remember a ton about it. I think it was very short, if I remember right. Like, it was one of the bigger DLC packs, but it was still like relatively short. And it felt very much like okay, we need to like reintroduce Chris, especially if he's going to be a bigger part of Resident Evil 8. But it was good. You know, it was definitely more action focused than the main game was. I should go back and play End of Zoe, because I just never got around to it. But I think everything Resident Evil 7 and 8 related has been, I mean, spoilers for the rest of the tier list. Everything Resident Evil, like the mold duology or whatever Capcom is calling it, all of that has been just fantastic. Oh, banned footage. I'm trying to remember. Did I play banned footage? I played so much of the demo, like back when Capcom was like updating the demo every couple weeks, that like banned footage and the demo kind of like bleed together in my brain. Let me look that up real quick, because I genuinely I misspelled the shit out of it. Oh, Nightmare Bedroom and Ethan Must Die. So Bedroom was the one with Marguerite. Yeah, I don't remember playing Nightmare. I played Ethan Must Die like a tiny little bit, but I'm not a huge fan of like the roguelite stuff. Like, just in general. I don't play a lot of roguelites in general. Very few. So that's more like just not my speed.
I never finished Ethan Must Die.
Yeah, it's just not my thing. Like,
yeah,
I won't say it's good or it's bad, but like it's just not something that clicks with me.
End of Zoe, excellent.
You know, I think End of Zoe, I was saying while you were out, End of Zoe is the only one I haven't played.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm aware, it's the best one. Because, like,
Yeah.
Not a Hero was fine.
Not a Hero is pretty fine. It's like a... It's there. It's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's more.
Yeah.
I tried to play it, got really far in a run, died, and was too pissed to try again. That's exactly,
Yeah.
like, that's why I don't play roguelites. Like, I also got really burnt out on Enter the Gungeon and Dead Cells. And I don't think I played a roguelite until I played Hades, like, years later.
Yeah.
And Hades is one of the few roguelites that I actually really liked.
I don't even know... I don't know if I own the DLC on Steam. I might have to buy that again and stream that.
I own everything but End of Zoe, because I think that was... It wasn't included in the deluxe version or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that came out with the gold version or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and play it. Resident Evil 7 is fantastic.
Yeah, excellent game.
It's so gross and goopy.
See what I thought, and I did not give them a very nice answer, but part of it was me hating the first-person hide-and-seek shit that every horror game had become. Yeah, I'm glad that, I don't mind hide-and-seek horror when it's done well. I'm glad that RE7 isn't that for the whole game.
Oh, yeah. Well, because, like, between Outlast and then Alien Isolation is such a perfect example of why games shouldn't always be long.
Yeah.
Because it just gets boring. And it gets boring really fast.
I did not like Outlast.
And Outlast is just... Oh, you didn't hide in the right spot.
Yeah, I did
Like,
not
I don't
care
need
for that
every
game.
horror game to, like, let me kill everything. But when it feels like it's trial and error, it's just obnoxious.
The card game DLC was pretty good in RE7.
Oh, I didn't play any of that.
Yeah, you're playing blackjack, and it's like a puzzle because there's special cards and shit.
Remember that at all?
Yeah, pretty cool. You're Clancy.
Oh, that's part of the banned footage one.
Yeah.
I might have just not played that.
You might not
Because
have.
I played the puzzle game part, or the puzzle box part, because that was, like, actually really spooky.
Yeah.
Like, trying to do shit before Marguerite got back was spooky.
Resident
this
Evil
game.
2 remake.
It's star tier. Like,
Yeah. I feel like it is. I feel like it definitely is.
like I think it's as good as the original. There are some parts where I don't think they nailed it, but those parts are so small, and the rest of the game is so well designed, and
It's just really good to play through. It feels really good to play through, and it flows really well.
other Resident Evil games, I know you're, like, super familiar with tank control, so it's, you know, I'm sure it's second nature at some point, but, like, playing Resident Evil 2 is, like, a smoothness and everything just feels perfect, like, character acceleration and, like, overall running speed and the difference between walking and running speed and
Yeah.
how your characters aim and how recoil works. Like, all these tiny little details come
Well, and
together.
The way... sorry.
No, and then, like, it fixed the... Like, Resident Evil Revelations, both of those games were maybe a little stiff in their movement and, like, how you navigated the environment. Like, just the way that Leon and Claire move, even if you're doing something as simple as turning around, feels spectacular.
Yeah.
And Revelations never really felt that good to play.
No,
Not that they're
especially
bad.
Rev 1, because, I mean, yeah, it's just how they were built. It is very stiff.
Yeah. And so, like, playing Resident Evil 2 Remake, it's effortless. Like, in a way that the tank controls, for me and probably a lot of other people, just they can't do that kind of movement. And so playing Resident Evil 2 is just it feels fucking fantastic.
And the way you open up the police station is also really
Oh.
clever. Because like you go east and you swing back, and then you go on the west side and you find a key, you go back to the main hall. Then you go on the east side, find an item, go back, and you're like doing laps, but it
Yeah.
feels really intuitive.
And
So
the
when it
updates
introduces Mr. X, it's like, okay, this is your test. Like, do you remember how to get where?
Yeah. And the fact that they were able to update so much of the station to make it feel more like a real place, because like original Resident Evil 2, you go back and it's like, where's the staircase in the main hall? And it's like, oh no, this police station relied on emergency ladders to get up to the second floor. And it's like, what? No. And it works back then because it's like it's a more abstract, like you're playing a PS1 game, so it's easier to, suspend that disbelief. But the fact that they could add something as like something that shifts the environment so much but doesn't affect the overall design or flow of the game is incredible. Like how much planning does something like that require? It's nuts. It's perfect. I think Resident Evil 2 is another one of those 10 out of 10 games that like it does everything it wants to do, and it does it as flawlessly as you could hope for. I think the labs kick ass. I think the sewers are fine.
The sewers are good for being sewers. Like
the crocodile fight is a little disappointing.
A little disappointing. The way they handle the A and B scenarios, I think, is a little disappointing. I get it. It's not as fleshed out as the original.
So I agree with you in some ways, but Resident Evil 2 is also it's a much longer game than the originals.
Yeah.
So like I don't know if having all of the A-B stuff is really as necessary. I get why people would lament its removal, but for someone like me who isn't as like back of my hand familiar with the originals, like I am okay with how they did the A and B stuff. Like that feels fine. I didn't feel like I was missing anything. Like I was totally okay with it. But obviously if you grew up on Resident Evil, like I didn't come into the franchise until, high school. So like obviously you're probably going to feel differently about that.
Yeah, having played the original so much, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean that's a feeling that's only going to get compounded in another game or two.
Resistance, I didn't play it.
No, neither did I, because it's somehow
Dead by Daylight.
It's not RE-verse, but it is.
People who did play it said it was pretty cool, and wow, there were so many unlockable costumes for Jill. That was great. That was awesome.
Oh boy.
I wish there were unlockable costumes in RE3 Remake.
Oh, but there was.
We're going to talk about RE3 Remake. This is a game that you can play.
I like Resident Evil 3 Remake.
I think it is a perfectly acceptable game.
It should have been an expansion pack.
It should have been an email.
Oh
It's a dog shit remake. It takes every aspect of the original game that made RE3 Original special and interesting and completely fucking discards it. Did you like the live selections? Did you like how you could go to different places at different times and change the outcome? Did you like multiple endings? Did you like random enemies and items and encounters that made every single playthrough different? Or even if you died, the same playthrough could be different because next time you load up your save and go to a new area, there might be different enemies. Nemesis was very scripted in the original, but there were still times where he would catch you off guard, depending on what choices you made that weren't live selection, that weren't highlighted by the game. Every playthrough felt different and unique and fun and interesting. You had so many unlockable costumes. You had a mercenaries mode. RE3 Remake has none of that. Every playthrough of RE3 Remake is going to be exactly the same every time you play it. There's one section where you're running around the city trying to do stuff, and Nemesis is chasing after you and getting in your way. And it was the demo! It was the demo they released! Was the best part of the game. Recently, Resident Evil 3 Remake was on sale for $4, and everybody was commenting that, wow, that's a great deal. That's $1 per hour of gameplay. And they brought back the new enemy they had Pale Heads from the RE2 Remake DLC. Bitch, I didn't ask for that. That's how I feel. It was so cool being chased by Dog Nemesis and seeing the clock tower. Man, can you imagine if we got to go into the clock tower? You know, that iconic location from RE3 original? The Dog Nemesis fight was dog shit again. Terrible. Some of the worst boss battles in Resident Evil. I fucking hate those boss battles. I think they're trash, actually. You remember the cabin fight from RE4? Well, we got the cabin fight at home in the hospital with Carlos and the zombies exploding. I just, man, you know what? Yeah. The hospital section in RE3 Remake is pretty good. Where you're playing as Carlos and you're exploring. I think they actually did a great job with that part.
No, so my thing is, I agree with you on everything you just said. I don't find the boss battles that obnoxious. So it's one of those things where, do you judge Resident Evil 3 as its own thing, but it's also supposed to be a remake, and like you said, it is a dog shit remake. Like, I remember listening to an interview from the developers that they were like, alright, you've got a year to do Resident Evil 3, and then they saw what the team was doing with Mr. X in Resident Evil 2, and they were like, but no, that's our game. And like, that's when the interview cuts off, and it's just like, oh, they just couldn't resolve that, huh?
They just had no idea.
And I just played Resident Evil 3 again because I went on a fucking rampage playing Resident Evil games after Requiem came out. And I think I played Resident Evil Requiem, 2, 3, and 4 remake. Anyways, I recently replayed Resident Evil 3. It is the weakest of the remakes. It is a bad remake if, like, we're comparing the original and it. I still enjoyed my time with the remake. Like, it is not as good as its namesake. It is a bad remake. But playing through the game, I still had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a perfectly acceptable game.
I think it goes in not bad for me because, you know, what we were saying about Resident Evil 2 just now. Like, I played Resident Evil 3. I enjoyed it. I loved Nemesis. But I didn't grow up with it. Like, I don't remember all the choices. I don't remember what to do. And I'm not saying that, like, you've memorized the game or whatever, but you probably have. But, like, the level of connection I have with it just isn't as deep as yours.
So...
And I think that probably works in the remake's favor.
Lily just reminded me of something. You know, we were talking earlier how cool it was that Capcom had these really strong female characters that were very capable. Let's take our flagship Resident Evil female character and have her get absolutely throat raped in a cutscene.
Yeah.
that scene itself, and you know what? They spoke to the voice actress who also did the mocap about that scene, and she's like, we did not mocap that. That was something that they did separately.
And it's weird because I love Jill's characterization throughout the rest of Resident Evil 3. Like, I love that she's kind of like a vulgar, like, I'm tired of this shit. Stop treating me like I'm a frail little girl. Fuck you and your stupid face. Like, she's great in the rest of the game. But then, yeah, there's like this weird fetishy, like, 30 seconds in the game where it's just like, and it's one of those things, like, if you look at that scene in a vacuum, I don't remember it being like, it's not Resident Evil 6 where they were like, this is overtly sexy, she's touching her titties and rubbing her crotch. Like, it's one of those things, like, I don't remember it being like, oh, this is supposed to be super fetishy and you're supposed to think this is sexy, but like, I think it's impossible to look at stuff like that in a vacuum. Like, you have to know that shit exists outside of this that's going to make it weird and gross and fetishy.
And like, I know a lot of people don't like her character in RE3 Remake. I don't mind her. I think she's fine. I like the direction they went in. I don't hate it. I don't like her voice actress a lot.
I fucking love Sailor Jill. Like,
yeah,
she swears all the time. She hates everybody. I fucking love it.
I do get annoyed at how weak Nemesis feels in the remake. Because when he's chasing you, like, he can jump in front of you, he can pull you in with a tentacle, like, he's really capable. But one grenade takes him down. And, like, at the beginning of the game, Jill is, like, kind of trying to be badass, and he's about to stop her before Carlos comes in with a rocket launcher and knocks him out. And it's like, okay, well, I don't know, I feel like we're kind of taking stuff away from Jill throughout the entire game.
And I think it's like this weird tug of war, right? Because it's like, we want to introduce Carlos, he's a badass, but also this subtracts from Jill's character. Like, okay, we want to make Carlos look cool, but how do we do that without making Jill look weaker? And they didn't really nail it.
Yeah.
Especially when they could have been like, there are other ways to do that scene that don't involve Carlos with a rocket launcher. Like, have Carlos distract him or stumble onto him and, like, the Nemesis gets just, like, you know, you can do that scene and that introduction and still achieve those narrative goals that, you know, okay, we have to introduce Carlos, we have to set him up as an ally, and you can do that without making Jill kind of get bitched over.
Yeah.
But I love her characterization in Resident Evil 3. I think I think a different game starring that same iteration of Jill would be fantastic.
Yeah, I agree.
I love tired, pissed off Jill. I think that version of her character is better than most other versions of... I mean, we didn't even talk about Jill in Resident Evil 5. Like, that version of her sucks.
Well, because she doesn't get
it's
to
not
do
Jill.
anything. Yeah.
You could name that character anything. And it, like, the fact that it's Jill is supposed to be, like, this big plot twist. And it's like, man, you want to talk about, you know, fucking her character over. Compare her in the Resident Evil 5 DLC and the Resident Evil 5 main game. Oi.
Yeah.
I never once felt threatened by Nemesis when he's pursuing you. He felt more like a combative loot box. That is very true.
Yeah, it's true. And it's like, if there were more sections where he could chase you around in RE3 Remake, that would be one thing.
Yeah. I mean, RE3 is like a quarter of the size of Resident Evil 2. Like,
yeah. It
should have been an expansion pack. If I had paid $30 or $40 for Resident Evil 2 Nemesis pack, I would have been happy with it. But like the fact that they were advertising it as a full-on remake of Resident Evil 3 is just not.
It's just not.
It's not.
Did you see that there's I mean, people have attempted this, but there's another person attempting to make a mod that restores a lot of content?
I mean, I would play that in an instant.
I would play the shit out of it. I've seen some videos on it, and it looks pretty promising, so I hope so.
The other thing about the Resident Evil 3 remake is that it's an asset flip of Resident Evil 2, so it still plays fantastically.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it plays very well. If I
But
had
it's
to
just,
say...
it's short on content, it's short on what made the original special, it's just not there.
You know, if I had to say one positive thing about RE3 Remake that it does better than the original, the dodge. The dodge is great in the remake.
Yeah,
I fucking love the dodge.
It's maybe a little overpowered. It can be inconsistent sometimes, but like, it's pretty great.
Yeah.
Like, it's comparable to the parry in Resident Evil 9.
I'm gonna put it in okay.
I put it in, yeah, I think it goes in not bad for me.
Yeah. It's so close to a don't because it makes me really mad.
I know. This is me patting you on the shoulder and saying I understand.
You don't understand, Steve.
I'm sorry. I almost knocked my table over.
Resident Evil Village.
So
I love this game.
Fucking love Resident Evil Village. I will never ever understand the hate that this game got at launch.
I don't
get
it either.
I don't. People did not like this game, and I have no fucking idea why. Like, I love that it's basically Resident Evil 4 2.
Yeah.
I love Ethan being tired and fed up and not taking anybody's shit. Like,
Ethan is such a good character in Village. For being nothing in 7, he's so good in Village.
Ethan is that guy who plays pickleball and is finally fed up with people like parking badly. Like, right? Like, Ethan is the kind of guy that's just like, you didn't put your book back on the return cart at the library. Like, he's that guy. Like, you didn't apologize when you cut that person off. Like, and it's just like such dad energy. Like, and he's fed up and he's pissy. And like, he gets his hand cut off like 4 times in the game. And he's just like, well, shucks. Like,
yeah.
But then he goes fucking berserk when his daughter's in trouble. Like, I love that. Like, his characterization is so good. And then like, all of the characters are great. Like,
yeah, I love
Lady Dimitrescu, the fucking baby, Moreau, like Heisenberg. Like, Heisenberg being a self-aware Resident Evil villain is fucking great. Like,
yeah.
Heisenberg has played the other games, and he knows what's happening. He's just like, oh, Ethan Winter.
Yeah, he is so. I mean, that's
here's
Lupin.
It's
gonna give you a performance you've never heard in your life.
Yeah, it's
so
I
good.
love it. I don't think like I'm getting real nitpicky here. I think the factory is just kind of a boring environment. I don't think it's bad from a design standpoint.
Well, I think the problem with the factory and why a lot of people probably don't like it is because it's so late in the game that my Resident Evil brain says, oh, I got all 4 chalices. I got all the items I've been looking for the whole game. I'm about to go to the lab and finish this. And then you have the factory, which is like 5 hours long.
It's long, and it's, well, yes, it's, the thing is, and so it's weird because it feels like there's the village, obviously, and then there's the 4 major areas, and those 4 areas are kind of on 2 tiers. You've got Moreau's area in the lake, and House Beneviento. And like, those are kind of on the same level scale-wise. Like, they're more linear. One is more action-packed. The other is creepy with puzzles. And then you've got Castle Dimitrescu and the factory. And both of those are like full-on huge environments. They're intertwining, they're multi-floored, you're gonna spend hours here.
Yeah, they're the big-ass Resident Evil layers.
And the fact that the game goes from... excuse me. It goes from opening village, Castle Dimitrescu, House Beneviento, and then Moreau's area, which is another, like, kind of quick, relatively fast-paced, like, you're not going to spend hours and hours and hours.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
like an RE6 style set piece.
Yeah, for the most part. Like, there's some parts that are slower, and I hate Resident Evil 6, but, like, that section in general is a quicker, smaller slice of the pie. And then you do, like, the weird shit in the ruins, and it's like, okay, that was Heisenberg's section. And then it's like, no.
Like, no.
Now you're in the factory for, like, 4 hours. And... I mean, the factory also represents a pretty big jump in difficulty, which Resident Evil 8 was already a hard game on Survivor, or whatever the hard mode was. Like,
Yeah.
Because that's how I played it initially. And the factory is a pretty large jump in terms of difficulty. Like, especially going from, like, Moreau's area, which is, like, more set PC, and you've got some regular enemies. But... And the factory is just really fucking long, and then you get to the finale.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, I think it's just kind of boring. Like, it's a very claustrophobic, it's just a factory. Like, the big twist is that they're putting monsters together. Oh, like...
Yeah, it's not as visually interesting as any other part of the game.
Like, if it had been... Like, they could have made it like, okay, we've seen Nest 1 and 2 in the remakes. What if they had made it like, I don't know how you would justify this in the lore, but like a precursor. Like, what if an Umbrella style lab had been made in like the 30s? Like, still really industrial, still all, like, sheet metal and steel and iron, but, like, somehow bring in those aesthetics from, like, a lab without making it just like, oh, this is an Umbrella lab. Like, that could have been a more interesting take on just a factory. But, like, then you get fucking Propeller Head, and I love Propeller Head.
I do too.
It's the dumbest fucking thing in a game that's already pretty fucking dumb. And I love it. I love the characters, and going ping-ponging back around the village in between is always fun. And, like, the side missions aren't obnoxious.
Yeah, I think that game and 4 Remake handles side quests in Resident Evil really well.
Yeah, I do think that Village, like, obviously they were going for, like, gamey in Resident Evil 4. I think Village kind of, like, made it feel a little bit more immersive than just, like, a note on the wall, but
yeah,
then you're arguing semantics, really. Village is so fucking good. I find myself wanting to play Village a lot.
Yeah,
and, like,
I'm surprised I haven't replayed it as much.
It's a lot. Like, it's a big game.
Yeah.
It's not like I can tear through, like, the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes. I mean, Resident Evil 3 remake, I think I did my New Game Plus run in one sitting. But, like, those games are relatively short. Like, at least compared to other Resident Evil games. The Village is big.
Yeah.
It's not as easy to just jump in and burn through another playthrough. I'm going to put it... I'm deciding whether or not I should be...
I think I'm gonna put it in S tier, actually.
Yeah, I fucking love Resident Evil Village. I think it's stars tier.
Yeah. It's so good.
It's got everything I love about Resident Evil, and even, like, I mean, I am one of those people, one of those Lady Dimitrescu fans. And even if I think like, oh, it's just a really detailed, well-lit castle, like they even made something that I don't find super interesting like that really interesting to go through. And like it's fucking good. It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Eh.
I kind of wish they had the DLC as separate things here, because I would talk more about Shadows of Rose.
I thought Shadows of Rose was
I liked it. I thought it was fine. I have not replayed it, and I don't really have an urge to replay it, but I had fun with it when I went through it.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that like on one hand I'm glad that they said like, hey, Ethan Winter's story is done. It's done. Like
Yeah.
we told the story. It's done. But then they introduced some stuff in Shadows of Rose that's like, oh, is Rose gonna be the next big thing in Resident Evil? And then they were just like, no.
No.
And so it's like there were just some like it was like, oh, Shadows of Rose is gonna answer all your questions, and then it kind of doesn't.
No.
It just kind of
Part
ends.
of me wonders if the Shadows of Rose time jump was in response to Revelations 2. Because everybody has been like, hey, you introduced this huge, like, dangling plot thread in Rev 2, and that was a long time ago. And now Capcom's like, well, you know, Shadows of Rose takes place in 2030 something, so
Yeah.
we got time.
Yeah. So it's fine, but I don't think of it. It is a serviceable expansion to a game that I love. Like, but Resident Evil Village as a base game is just fucking fantastic.
It's very good. RE4 Remake, I have a controversial opinion.
Mine goes in stars tier.
I think it's better than the original.
Oh, that's not controversial because I also believe that.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
I do. I think Resident Evil 4 is... Oh, are you putting them in order? Oh, I haven't been thinking about that.
No,
Oh,
I was going to inquire about that after. But yeah, I've been trying to put them in order.
I do think Resident Evil 4 is better than the original. It is a rare instance where expanding on a concept works 100% of the time.
Well, and it's so interesting how they handle it, because they add new areas, they have side quests, they expand on the gameplay mechanics, but they also cut some content and they abridge content. There's a lot of parts in RE4 Remake that'll take two separate areas from the original and put them together, and it works really well.
And I think all of that expansion and the areas that they did trim are just net benefits. Like, I don't think there's a single area in the game that is worse off for being trimmed. And the thing is, one thing I really liked is that a lot of the stuff that was trimmed, they were like, hey, this is going in separate ways.
Yeah, and it works really well in separate ways.
And separate ways is also just better than the original. Like,
man, the original Separate Ways is not very good.
I didn't mind it. I thought it was... Well, because there was Assignment Ada, and then there was Separate Ways. And Assignment Ada was like, dude, you guys already did Mercenaries. This is just Mercenaries with a level progression. Like,
yeah.
and then Separate Ways comes out, and it was fine, but it felt very secondary.
Yeah, I mean,
like, it was like,
Ways.
What happened to Leon's coat is like the biggest revelation in that.
Well,
that
like,
whole thing.
ringing the bell in the original Separate Ways is as cool as it gets, I think.
Yeah.
And then in the remake, like, all of Separate Ways has like more story and new bosses and stuff, and I just think it's really well done.
And like Resident Evil 4 lets you play as Leon with an eye patch. And guys, I'm about as straight a guy as you can get. But it's Leon with an eye patch. Like,
I, on the other hand, am a huge queer and did everything in my power to unlock the wolf tail.
Yeah, no shocker there.
And that is all he will wear now.
As soon as I learned, at first it was like the tiny round sunglasses. I was like, oh, my man looking just like fucking Alucard now. And then I got the eye patch and I was like, oh, it's Solid Snake and Leon.
Which, I mean, Leon gets his own microwave hallway later on. So
I know.
It works.
Like,
It works.
it is, because I was one of the people who was like, I don't know if Resident Evil 4 needs a remake. Like, before it came out,
Oh, yeah.
because I played the PC port of the OG Resident Evil 4 with the HD texture pack thing that, like, up-resed everything and, like, all the textures were redone.
And that pack is so good.
Yes, it's fantastic. And that's why I was like, obviously, okay, this isn't an official way to play the game anymore, but, like, I didn't feel a need, like, other than the VR version of Resident Evil 4, which is also great. I was like, why are we remaking this? Like, this was already so good. Like, why don't we take one of the other Resident Evils that's maybe not as good, Code Veronica, and give that the treatment? And then Resident Evil 4 comes out, and it's like, hey, this is going to be one of the best fucking games ever made. Like,
Yeah.
again.
It
Again.
works so well.
Like,
And I saw recently somebody was like, well, you know, RE4 Original was so important to gaming, and this is really just a product of its time. And it's like, yeah, RE4 Remake doesn't reinvent the wheel. It also doesn't have to.
yeah,
It just
it's
does
almost like they
everything
were.
really well.
It's almost like they were trying to do the same thing again.
Yeah.
It's almost like they were making it over or remaking it. People are fucking stupid. But just
People
like,
are stupid.
you know, we're about to go into Resident Evil 9, and I think that there are some things that the RE4 remake did better than Resident Evil 9. Like,
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4 is a fucking incredible game from top to bottom, and it somehow became the benchmark for the rest of the series again. Like, we are going to be judging Resident Evil games on whether or not they are better than the Resident Evil 4 remake fucking again. Like, the same game is like this huge landmark in quality again. Like,
Yeah.
like, how the fuck does that happen? Resident Evil 4 changes the fucking game, and then 20 years later, Resident Evil 4 changes the game. Like,
And
it's
like, even, you know, bringing back mercenary mode, and it's just so well done. I think RE4 Remake has my favorite mercenaries.
I remember playing on hardcore or survivor or whatever the fuck they call it, and getting to the cabin section. And the cabin section is kind of like, you know, it's this masterclass in level design in simplicity. Like, we're gonna give you this set of tools, we're gonna give you these variables, and we're gonna lock you in this tiny little space and let our gameplay mechanics do the same. And then Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 4 Mercenaries somehow make that better. Like,
Yeah.
we're going to put you in a tiny little area. You've got X, Y, and Z to worry about. Fucking go for it. And it's just like, I've asked April this before for a multitude of reasons, but like, I wonder, like, if you're working on something that's just incredible, like top to bottom fantastic, do you recognize that while you're working on it? Like, holy shit, guys, we are playing with fire here, and it fucking rules.
I wonder.
Like, cause like how long into the Resident Evil 4 remake did it take for the devs to just be like, holy shit, guys, look at what we're making?
Golly, we really cooked with this one.
Wow. Wait, go to fucking the next Will. Fuck you.
Hey, have you heard of Resident Evil Requiem? It's pretty good. I'm on my 5th playthrough of Requiem. Steam will tell you I have 257 hours in this game.
Jesus Christ,
That is
William.
not true. That is not true. The game was running in the background on my computer somehow, or at least Steam thought it was running. So, but I don't know. It didn't tax my computer at all, so I think Steam was just bugged. But yeah, on my 5th playthrough of the game, I have all but 2 achievements, and it's a pretty darn good game.
So it's going in okay.
Yeah, it's good. You know what? Don't.
Resident Evil 6, same level as Resident Evil Requiem.
You know what, man? Requiem is basically 6-2. There's so much RE6 DNA in Requiem.
Oh, God.
Like there's a couple of scenes that are just straight out of 6 where Capcom's like, let's do this again, but like make it good this time.
Yeah. No,
like
not at all.
You even there's a moment in the church where you're Leon, and there's that big fat monster in Requiem that if you shoot its pussy bits, it fucking makes zombies. Or it makes blister heads.
Blister heads.
Yeah.
It is funny how, like, there, you know, I compare the bike scene in Requiem with, like, the plane crash in Resident Evil 6. And it's amazing how 2 similar scenes can be so well received if the surrounding material isn't hot
dookie
wet,
garbage,
sloppy dog shit. Like, yeah, Leon jumping over a skyscraper is cool if I don't hate everything around it.
Yeah, if I'm not like
Fuck
sick of
Resident
this
Evil
game.
6.
Should I have made a tier lower than don't?
No, because it would have just been Resident Evil 6.
Yeah, and that should have been its own tier, just RE6.
Yeah. No, I saw Resident Evil Requiem described as safe, and I think that is probably my biggest criticism of the game.
I can see that.
It's a very solid merging of the remake style and the first-person style. It's very well designed, and it is super satisfying to play. I think if anything, it makes me interested for what's next.
Yeah,
and
I'm so curious about DLC.
I think that's a little bit to the game's detriment. You know, I feel like building up this whole Elpis thing, like, from a story perspective, viruses really don't work anymore. It's like, okay, so what's next?
Yeah.
You know, we get Leon action combat. That's mostly Resident Evil 4. I think there's some changes that I'm not... I think it's a little too easy to repair the axe.
Oh, it's like super quick and you're good to go.
And I think that's more a symptom of having to switch between Grace and Leon.
And I feel like the combat doesn't feel as good as RE4 Remake.
And and I think that's changes both to how Leon plays and the enemies themselves.
Yeah.
It's still phenomenal. Like, it is incredibly satisfying to play. I think all of Grace's sections are great first-person style Resident Evil, but it's kind of, you know, again, like, there's not a ton here that we didn't see in Village or Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, I think what really works for Requiem kind of only works on a first playthrough, and that's the personality of the zombies.
Yeah.
Where, like, each zombie you deal with is a puzzle with Grace.
And there are moments tied to those that are fantastic. Like, figuring out that you can fuck with the zombie by turning on the light. You can fuck with the cleaning zombie by making a mess. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's great. It's all stuff we've seen before. And
yeah.
that's... it's one of those things like, obviously I am not a game developer, nor am I trying to say that I could be one, because I don't know what I would do to make it new. You know, like, how do you change? You know, you look at RE7 and Village and Requiem, and it's like, okay, what do you change that doesn't make it unrecognizable?
Yeah.
You know, how do you change this formula for the better without screwing, without removing the identity that's not just making more content? And the content is very, very good. I wonder what's next. And
Yeah.
I think that's Requiem's biggest shortcoming, is just like, cool, that was great. All right, what's the next big thing? And that's like, that's such a specific problem to have, like, that's such a based on a personal experience kind of thing. Like, that is very much my reaction.
Yeah.
Like, and to say that the game is good or not based on like such a personal reaction, like, I don't know, it feels weird. Like, Resident Evil Requiem is a great game, so why am I so focused on what's next rather than what I just played?
Wow, I can't believe that.
I know. I just no, it's at the very least a very high A rank. Like,
for me, I'm gonna say I feel like the first half of the game, where it's mostly Grace and sometimes you cut back to Leon, like all the way up to when you get to Raccoon City, for me is like a 10 out of 10.
yeah.
I think it's so well designed. It flows so well. It even kind of has the zapping system when you go through the care center. The Raccoon City stuff is good. It's not as good.
I
feel
think
like-
that's another environment that, like, we've seen too many times.
Yeah.
A dusty, abandoned town. Oh my god.
And it doesn't feel like it added enough to be in Raccoon City. Getting the detonator parts is perfectly fine. It's a great section of the game, but it's so long, and it's like, man, I would just want to be past this fence by now.
I think that was them experimenting with a more open design.
Yeah.
Which, it is my favorite kind of open world area, where it's, you can choose which direction you're going to go in, but then it leads to, a specific level.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very long, it's very samey, like, all of the areas, yes, you're in different areas, but they are all dusty brown cities. Like,
I don't like fighting the elite guard. Fighting like the human enemies. That part I just did not care for.
yeah, that was, I mean, it's a very small part of the game, but especially if
too
you're playing
rough.
on whatever hard mode is called, and they just stun lock you and you're dead. Like,
Yeah, I'm playing Insanity right now, and I am dreading that part of the game.
yeah, that's a Magnum, infinite ammo Magnum run kind of situation.
I might put it... I think I'm gonna put it in S rank. And that might be recency bias, and that might change over time. But I have replayed this game so much because I just keep coming back to it. I just really love it.
No, I mean, I've done 2.5 playthroughs, so like, excuse me, I'm right there with you. Like, I can talk about, like, oh well, this wasn't X, or this didn't, I keep wondering what's next. I've still put 60 hours into the game.
Yeah.
Or something. Like, it is a fantastic game. Like, the fact that we are living through Capcom's golden age right now is so great.
You have all the raccoons.
No.
I'm missing one.
Hey, you know where it is?
Where?
I can bet you it's in a corner of the entrance to the labs.
No,
It's in a corner that you would never fucking go to. And guess what? You can't fucking backtrack back to you. So you have to play the whole goddamn game over again to get the one fucking raccoon!
Wow, that's crazy, dog. That could never be me. I got that one. Sorry.
I'm putting you in F tier.
Don't. Just
No.
a picture of me.
Hello, puppy dog.
Slan, do you have all the raccoons? Help me. Help me, Slan. I don't have one fucking raccoon. I'm gonna...
Is it the one on the overpass in Raccoon City?
No, I got that one too.
Is it the one up your butt?
No, I took that one out.
Sienna, what do you have to say? Can you give me a
You have
woof?
all of them? Fuck you, Slan. I don't even care. I don't even like
Sienna,
you.
give me a
I'm
woof.
sorry, I didn't
Oh,
mean
whoa, whoa.
that.
Give me a woof.
Give me a...
Sienna, give me a woo.
Oh,
I don't know if you can hear any of that, but she's moving. Yeah,
you know what Sienna has in common with Mr. X?
No.
They're both gonna get blown up by a rocket launcher.
Stop it. Oh. Yeah, I'm looking back. So I think if I'm organizing my tiers. Oh, that's really hard. I think Resident Evil 4 Remake at the tippy top,
Yeah.
followed by oh, that's really hard. Okay, I let's start easier. It should be Resident Evil 6 is the worst thing ever, then Resident Evil Gaiden, then Resident Evil 5.
Okay. That makes sense. That works. That tracks.
Okay is that's pretty much right. I will put Resident Evil 3 at the top of not bad.
It's hard. It's difficult.
I would put Resident Evil. Oh, we're back to the hard part. I thought that would take longer. Resident Evil 7. Yeah, Resident Evil 7 and then Requiem. And then... You know, I would put Rev 2 over Revelations 1.
I definitely would. Do I want to change mine at all? Probably. Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Yeah, why not? Who cares? Yeah, why not? Who cares? Fuck it. That's my attitude on that. This is probably in the right order. Well, you know what? We'll move that down a little bit. I didn't finish that aim. I'm not gonna pretend like I know what I'm talking about.
Oh, this is really hard.
And remember, this is going to be your tier list, your official opinion forever, and it cannot
I
be changed
know.
later. You will have to die on this hill.
Yeah. Okay, I think Resident Evil 4 Remake, Resident Evil Village, it's like I'm fighting between what I like most and what is... Like, for those who don't know, I was at one point a video game reporter / reviewer, and unlike everybody else writing in games media today, I struggle between what is a subjective opinion and what is an objective fact. And so you can argue stuff like, is the polished combat in Resident Evil 4 a straight upgrade over the tank controls in Resident Evil 2? And objectively, Resident Evil 4 is an easier game to control than Resident Evil 2. Whether or not you like one or the other is different. And so whereas IGN will say something stupid like, this shooting game has too much shooting in it, I like to think critically about the games that I analyze. And so trying to decide between what I like versus what is objectively good or not is actually something that I put thought into. And now that I'm done jerking myself off, Resident Evil Village, and then Resident Evil 4 Original.
Oh, that's my side. Where am I? Village.
And then 2 Remake. Yeah, that looks good. That
Wow,
feels
so
right.
So you hate me.
No, William. Well. No. No, but that's the thing, like, putting Resident Evil 2 in the number 5 slot feels like fucking sacrilege. Like,
You know, at the end of the day, it's what you prefer to play.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, do I worry about what is the quote better game, or do I go with my heart? Oh, yeah, because I love Village. Village was like such a, like, I mean, Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil Village being right next to each other makes sense because they're so structurally similar, and I love them both so much. Yeah.
I just looked up if REverse is still playable, and it is apparently not.
Shocker.
The servers apparently went down in June of last year.
Oh.
So never mind.
So they were...
They really did not give a fuck.
I mean, like... Nobody was playing those games. Like...
No.
I do think there's room for a multiplayer Resident Evil, but I wonder if it's the kind of thing that, like, they don't want to do a multiplayer spin-off that would require the same size team and budget that a full-on single-player sequel would require.
I have to wonder that too.
Like, I'm sure that Resistance and REverse were made because they were asset flips. Like,
yeah. Like,
we can all acknowledge that.
Well, and, like, part of the reason why Outbreak worked back in the day is because you could use... Like, you could have CPU-controlled characters, and I wonder if that's an obstacle with having, like, a modern realization of Outbreak.
Yeah. Well, and then, you know, there was a long time where Resident Evil co-op felt like, why is this being stapled onto everything?
Yeah.
Resident Evil Revelations, like, I like that game, obviously, but why were you always stapled to a character? Like, it was so unnecessary, especially when the game doesn't have co-op.
Yeah.
Like, it's absurd. Like, we're gonna give you a co-op AI partner for the game that doesn't have co-op. Like, I
like it.
I just hate video games. That's why I criticize them.
I do too. It's fine.
I'm happy with this tier list.
I'm gonna reorganize the ones that I haven't played.
Oh, I would just put those in chronological order.
Nah, fuck it. These are the ones that I think are doo-doo garbage more than others.
Oh. Man, you are gonna force me to play Umbrella Corps again, aren't you?
I sure fucking am.
Oh.
Next time it's on sale. Next time that
the
game
summer
is
sale's got to be coming up
$5.
relatively soon, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna get your ass.
I felt so stupid. I missed the MGS3 remake on sale for like $24.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because like they're doing a thing where you can bundle it with the Master Collection Volume 1, and I already have that. So like it was like $24 on sale. And I was just like, I'll get it, and then forgot.
Oh my god, what the
And
fuck?
same thing, like Revelations was like $3 a few weeks ago, and it was like, oh, get it, and then I just didn't. Will, if you wouldn't mind saving this here image for me, I'm happy with this.
I want to save it for you, buddy. I want
Thank
to
you.
save it for you.
Yay! I do like my PNG tuber is or ping tuber is stupid and fun to watch.
I really like him.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna share this on Twitter.
Yay!
Everybody will know my thoughts
Well,
and feelings.
I will say, we mentioned it earlier. We are gonna see if we can get Rev 2 to work with Parsec. That's
Yes.
probably a stream that we're gonna have to test first.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, Parsec was fine when I was watching you play Mortuary Assistant. But
anything more than that, and I'm like, I really don't know.
I mean, I've seen the My Brother and Me guys were playing Donkey Kong Country, and like one of them was movement, one of them was jumping, one of them was rolling, and they did beat it.
Oh shit, okay.
So like theoretically, but we'll see.
Oh,
Steve, by chance, do you like building furniture? Yeah, I like.
Hey, want to build me a chair?
Sure.
And by build me a chair, I mean like I'll order an office chair because this one sucks shit, and then you just assemble it.
Well, most of those chairs come in like 3 pieces.
I don't want to do it, and I'm not going to do it. I refuse.
You know what? If you time it next time I'm up in Vermont, I will do a stream of putting your chair together.
I haven't allowed anybody in my apartment in a few years, so we'd have to.
I've been in your apartment in the last few years. I mean, it is very.
What I want you to see, Steve.
Will, it's a very evocative recreation of the Baker household.
You know, it is actually. Years ago, these Japanese guys came to my home and they were lost. And I found out later they worked for Capcom, and they based a lot of that. You know, they had to change it from Vermont to Louisiana for, I'd sue their asses.
Yeah.
I have a lot of environmental storytelling.
That's the worst way to describe anything ever.
That's how I describe my place. Environment. There's a story being told here.
I can't wait till you're a Fallout skeleton.
Ending. I can't either. Can't wait till I'm some kind of ghoul.
Man, I do love that, like, people got so pissy about all the yellow paint and stuff in Resident Evil 4. And then, of course, Resident Evil 9 comes out and it's got far less of, like, the hand-holdy stuff, and people are getting lost and...
Yeah.
Well, I can't interact with this. You dumb shits.
You know what game needed yellow paint was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That game needed some yellow paint, because there were some areas, bitch, I had no fucking idea where I was going.
I don't remember. I haven't beat it. I got to Mount Corral.
There's an area in Gungaga, in that area, where I could not figure out how to get where I wanted to go, because there was a rope hanging down, and it's like a tan-colored rope next to a tan-colored rock. I had no idea it was there, and I could climb it.
Rebirth had yellow paint, and it needed way more.
Yeah, it needed way more.
Yeah,
flying Cosmo can't. Oh god, yeah.
I haven't gotten that far. I have to go back. I've been trying to play games that like I bought and like go through the backlog. Like yeah. I'm playing Cyberpunk again, so I can finally play through Phantom Liberty, and then like. I bought Mario Galaxy 2, and I've never played that, and then, I bought Death Stranding, and that was my life for a minute. Death Stranding 2 was so fucking good.
Yeah.
Death Stranding 2 goes fucking nanners at the end.
Oh, you beat it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
I played the shit out of Death Stranding 2. And, like, I still have issues with like the setup in general. But I found it a much more enjoyable. Like, my biggest thing with Death Stranding 1 was that it felt like you were doing a lot of these missions for the sake of doing the missions. There was no like tangible reward for a lot of like the side quests, and occasionally you would unlock something new, but it felt very tied to the story. Whereas in Death Stranding 2, like, even side missions tend to reward you with something, even if it's not huge, or it might just be resources or like something to help you travel, but it felt much more like there was a larger overall goal than walk back and forth from point A to point B. And that's my review of Death Stranding 2.
That's pretty good. Out of 10.
Fish.
Out of 15?
12?
Okay.
Yeah.
Better or worse than Resident Evil 3 original?
I thought the Nemesis was far more effective in Resident Evil 3 than in Death Stranding 2, because he wasn't in Death Stranding 2.
Okay.
But there is a big spooky skeleton. I am good at this. This is why I have my own channel that I stream on.
You should stream. I'd watch it.
I really shouldn't. Tired. I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh my god. Okay.
This is why I piggyback off the stream, off my friends who stream.
Oh god,
no.
I don't know which one I'm gonna drop.
Wait, wait, I'm probably late because of the stream delay.
You know what? It's fine. Wait, what am I moving now? I'm trying to find you. I put you somewhere too far away. I can't find your Oh, Jesus. He's gone. He's really dead. I can't get him back, you guys. Can't get him back. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you, Steve.
Even Winters.
Oh, control
Z. You dumb shit.
Control.
Well, y'all.
Control. I can't do it. Bye, y'all.